Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mysts of Elixia. I'm Scott Coventry, and also welcome to ZealZaddy. I'm the DM and storyteller of this campaign. It is a D&D 5e campaign. This is Season 1, Episode 5. This one is titled, The Forest is Not Mad. We play every Saturday at 8:30, although we will not be playing on Halloween night because everybody should be doing something else on Halloween night. I'm not sure what to do this year. Do you go to a party? Probably not. Do you? I don't know. It'll be weird. It'll be a weird Halloween, that's for sure. Don't forget to give us a follow. You can follow us everywhere at /ZealZaddy except Discord. You can go down to the About button and you can find and click on that. It'll take you to the Discord. That is the invite. So we're on Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Discord. We have now 3 publishers in our midst. We'll get to those. I'm going to let them talk about their own product tonight, although there is a picture that needs to be updated because if you look to, let me see if I'm pointing the right way. Is it that way? No,
other way.
That way.
There you go.
You can see that there's a medallion on one of the books that is incorrect, which is so cool that we get to change it, and I should have changed it by today.
You didn't.
So I'm gonna open up to everybody, and let's meet the cast. Why don't we start with the maker who has just gotten a new medallion? So that would be Arian.
Yes, hello. I am Arian. I play Key and Vash on the show, and yeah. So my book, The Tome of Arcane Philosophy, hit silver on the DM's Guild bestseller. So that's super cool. We've been looking at that for the last couple of weeks. Super excited by that and the other stuff I'll be putting out. I have an Infernal Bloodline Sorcerer coming out shortly, so that'll be super fun. But ready to get things started.
All right, let's go to Dylan.
I'm Dylan. I play the character Slove, the Dragonborn Barbarian. And I have published a fun little ranger subclass called Dragon Hunter Conclave. It sounds like a specialized class that's only good against dragons, but I designed it so that it's generally useful against dragons with abilities that can be used on other creatures. So it's something you can actually use in a campaign.
Nice. Let's go to Morgan now. He can talk about his latest.
What's up, everybody? I am Morgan. I'm with My Fleet Mondays. As he said, I have got several items in the DM's Guild. Still working on a few new ones. I got two-headed Dragonborn called Children of Tiamat. We have some different gunslingers for different classes, and we also have a rogue subclass called the Wandslinger. I know I got a lot of slingers going on there, but the Wandslinger would be perfect for an Eberron campaign or any campaign where you can get access to different types of magic wands. It's a real fun way that rogues can, be a caster without being a caster and being sneaky with it at the same time. Besides that, I make t-shirts that you can pick off on Amazon. I'm not wearing one tonight. Sorry, I'm bad on my part, but I'm just excited to be here. I play Vezrin, who is a noble mage. We'll just leave it at that. So.
All right, Brandon.
I'm Brandon.
That is awesome. Who do you play, and what do you play?
I'm playing Morkat von Amstel. I am a cleric, and I'm here to roll some dice. Let's do it.
And then we have, welcome back, Jazz. We haven't seen you in several weeks. She's been in NPC mode for way too long. We don't like her to be in NPC mode at all. But welcome back. You want to talk about who you are and who you're playing?
Hi, I'm Jazz. I'm the person who's been sick for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm a preschool teacher, and that's my hobby, but my main life is to be a nerd. And I play Meadow Snowfire, who is a housewife turned adventurer, and she's doing her darndest to be useful to this party. Like
Yeah.
she hasn't contributed much, but boy, do these boys' clothes smell real good right now.
Oh,
Her contributions will increase as she's in PC mode instead of NPC mode, and probably would have before more. No, I'm really excited that you're back. I love seeing everybody filling a box. No static boxes. Last week we had a very interesting week where everybody was on a murder mystery, sort of. So would anybody like to recap? No?
Jazz would.
I think Jazz hasn't gone.
No, he's
Absolutely
over there.
I got this. So last week on Dragon Ball Z.
Wrong show.
Sorry.
Show.
So last week on ZealZaddy, stuff happened.
Factually correct.
I'll do it this week.
I mean, I can do it if you don't want to, Scott, but I wouldn't mind seeing your take on it.
I can also roll a die.
Well,
He's
I
very
saw
good.
what was said in the Discord about what happened. I was like, maybe I should do this one. So, you all arrived in Reisa, a smaller city than Phelan, and it's closer to the center of the island. And you arrived at the Soul and met a cleric there who is the one who had sent the letter to the Epania in Phelan. The Epania is the head cleric. And when you met him, he brought you around to meet the people. Actually, first he brought you to see the body of the gnome that was found by Lake Carling. So you could see what had transpired. And the reason this body was of interest was it had disappeared. It had ascended 15 years ago and then reappeared a few days ago, but was found dead. Now, nobody had seen the gnome alive, so maybe it just appeared there dead. But it seemed to not have had rigor mortis when it was found. It hadn't set in, so it must have died recently. It was found clutching some flowers and had scars, 8 older scars all up and down its front and back, like from being thrashed or whipped or something. And after examining the body, you found that stuck in its throat was a broken deer antler, which of course was an unusual discovery anyway. So you took that and then you went and met 2 interesting people. One of them was the person who found the body, who was very excited by meeting Vesrin, who apparently knows the chef in Cairo, which is the capital of the island, apparently, and promised to, make their acquaintances. Maybe. So I'm very much looking forward to that eventually. That will be very exciting. Then you met the daughter of the gnome that had been found, who only had a few possessions on her. She had his old staff and a book. And she said that he often went into the Shalewood, which is a forest near the city. Now, one thing about the forests on Elixia, they're very dangerous. Not very many people willingly enter them, particularly at night, although this crew, they waited until the day at least, and then they went in to try and find out maybe what had happened, because the body that was found with someone hovering over it, and when they left, it had deer horns or something. So they went into the forest looking for it, and oddly, it found them in this clearing that had a little pond that was bioluminescent in some respects. there were a lot of deer in the forest, and the forest, by the way, you can't really take horses through very easily. There aren't really roads. You're often climbing over roots and things like that. But in the clearing, there was some deer parted, and some foul creature with the face of a deer skull and deer antlers charged at the party, hitting, if I remember correctly, Kian.
I remember correctly.
Yeah. And then took enough damage that it fled from the rest of the party. And as the fight was going on, you heard some sort of booming or rumbling sound. And then a tree came and was planted in the middle of the clearing that you were all in. And that is where we left off last week. So you are scrambling from the clearing and trying to recollect yourselves. What are you doing now?
Mother, what? Keen, what is that thing?
Do they notice us?
All you see is a tree.
Okay, but the tree wasn't there before, Scott, so...
It wasn't.
Does Meadow suddenly look any different than how she's looked?
She looks more confident.
How did I look before?
Less
Kind of
confident.
like this.
Less willing to step in.
She looked exactly like Scott did.
So, okay, is the tree moving or doing anything?
Well, there's some leaves shaking on it. It's very dark in here, and it's even hard. It's so dark that you can't even see the sky up above, except now there seems to be some kind of a parting in the sky, so you can see a little bit of what's going on up there, which is really dusk and stars starting to show. But the trees up top are moving some too. You can see they're like, the trees are kind of being moved around.
I'm gonna get down close to Kian and sort of try my best to whisper. Does this happen often in these forests?
No.
This isn't like a cultural thing.
No, it's certainly not. I was going to ask you the same thing, actually.
I will.
I've never.
I'm going to
never
call out in
seen the trees
Sylvan.
move.
I'm going to call out in Sylvan. I know it's the language of the creatures in the forest. Maybe whatever it is, if there's something there. So.
As soon as you call out, Estelle is going to give you this look to shut up.
Hello.
I'm gonna smile.
And the tree starts to, it looks like maybe it's leaning, like it's coming down a little bit.
Trying to bring the attention more. I'm trying to bring the attention more to myself and away from the party. Excuse me. Oh.
And then
We mean no harm.
you see some green glowing eyes up in the middle of the trees that seem to be getting a little closer.
I won't do anything crazy, and I'll just kind of like whisper to you guys, "Stand ready in case this goes really badly."
I clutch my axe a little bit closer.
Crossbow up.
And as the eyes start coming down, the trees seem to close in above you. They very quickly kind of fill what you could see of the sky with just black again.
Now, is that just the one tree, or does it seem like the other trees are doing it as well?
No, it just looks like the trees, maybe they were parted or something, and now they've unparted.
Is his name Noah?
The tree's name?
Because he parted the trees.
And the eyes get closer and closer, and then the tree goes flat, like now it's like a log, but it's connected to another tree that goes up more.
Oh my god, it died.
And then there's something that's like a hand comes down and plants into the ground near you. It's just gigantic. And then this head comes down out of the out of the darkness that is made of wood. And you can see green glowing eyes, but also there's a green glow to a lot of its features when you get close enough to see them. And there's a green glow in the middle of its, what would be considered a chest, I guess. Although it is not as much, it's not really beastly shaped. It's more like just intertwined or interconnected trees.
I'm gonna look at this thing, look down at my crossbow, and just drop it. What am I gonna do?
Oh, Kean's being brave again.
Axes are made for wood.
No, when it leans in,
But to be clear, it's still around my hip. So
yeah, you have lovely eyes. I love the green. It works for you.
And
Do you
sort of looks
understand
around
me?
you. And it leans back for a minute, and it looks at Eslov for a moment.
I'm quivering.
Eslov.
He's not very
Outlander.
brave right now.
Outlander, lower your blade. Be ready, but lower your blade, please. Like, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at it as I'm like waving your hand. Lower your blade.
is it
please.
saying anything to you?
He lowers it a bit, but not much.
It lifts its hand up and sort of brings it very slowly towards all of you, like the side of it. It has fingers made of wood,
Oh God.
and it sort of starts nudging you back.
Meadow gets the hint. She backs up.
We can back up. Yes, we can leave. But do you know what I'm saying to you? Can you understand like the words that I'm speaking?
And it pushes a little faster, and you get knocked back into the trees behind you a little bit, not injured. It seems to have a little more tactile control than that, and it seems to, its hand stops when you're no longer standing in the clearing.
Ah, not to go in here. The clearing. Is this your area?
I don't think it can talk. Bezrin.
I'm trying to communicate it. It obviously has some type of intelligence.
Clearly, you're doing a great
It
job.
reaches up into the trees,
We're not dead.
and you hear the cracking of branches. And it brings some branches, and it separates them into two, and it puts it to its head.
What?
And it looks odd, like these branches stick out from its head.
Did it just kill itself antlers? She says behind a tree.
Trying to say something.
Are you protecting that creature?
Is that some sort of joke?
Yes. Are you protecting the Wendigo?
Thank you for translating.
And it hits the ground and it booms.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Well, we're here to stop it. Unless you are its ward, then we will leave.
And then you hear from in the distance a little bit from it. It can't speak, and that's spoken in common.
Oh,
Yeah, no shit.
but you can. Are they speaking to me in common, Elvin or Sylvan, or are they just? I just didn't know what.
It's in
everybody else-
Common.
Okay, so you guys all understood it. Cool.
Yeah.
Just want to
And
make sure.
To which I said, yeah, no shit.
At that point, once we hear that voice, I'll raise my axe back up.
Back up. Yeah.
Relax. This may be an ally.
No, I am not. There is a living tree in front of me, and you expect me to relax.
And all trees are living.
And yes, I know. All
It
trees are
doesn't seem to
living.
be mostly friendly, though. It's not like it's attacking us.
Yeah, it's not showing us any signs of
For
aggression.
now.
It's protecting its territory.
It just
And
wants us to
that's
back
One
up
thing
a
I've
little
learned.
Me.
One thing I've learned in my life is that while an animal or plant may not be attacking you at the moment, there's always the chance that it will.
There's always the chance of everything attacking you.
So that's
No,
why
but-
you need to be
Yeah, I mean,
prepared.
that's an even better lesson.
I'm just saying that, I mean, if you go through waiting for everything to attack you, you only invite aggression towards you.
Be
And
far
it's-
more effective with
Okay, well
allies than
let's
enemies.
deal with the philosophy of this
Yes.
later. Who the hell are you?
And then stepping through between the legs of the tree beast
Is the Wendigo.
is this person wearing a brown cloak with a staff and wreaths wrapped over its arms, and it pulls the top of its cloak back, and you can see there's a half elf here. He is guarding this clearing to keep intruders out. And it can only discern so much, so I would avoid stepping back in.
No, that's not a problem for us. I mean, our concern was the creature that we were engaged with, the Wendigo, or I wouldn't call it that. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah,
Just
you
'cause
wouldn't
we know. The beast that we were dealing with, it killed somebody recently, and we were trying to
Yes.
track it down to ensure it doesn't do that to anyone else.
It hunted down the gnome that came through the pond.
Yep, very true. Anyway, going back to my original question, who the hell are you?
I second that question.
I'm Kelmon. I'm the guardian of this forest, of the Shalewood.
Well, and your life must be made a lot easier by this one, huh? It's got to be an easy job.
This one has helped a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Kelmon,
we
you
just
know the
have to
gnome.
go around.
What?
We just have to go around.
You should not come into the clearing. It could be disadvantageous to your safety. Although,
Kelmon,
I'll look at the electrical burns that I've gotten.
they're not. I mean, they're still burned, but and they were more stung, and they've got a welt over the both of them.
Yeah, and more so meant like rashes.
So, you saw the gnome come out of a pond, yes?
I didn't see it, but I heard about it from some creatures that were watching it for me.
He returned from an ascension.
did you know him from the past when he used
No.
to gather things in these forests?
I did not know who it was.
How long have you been the guardian here?
A long life.
More than 15 years.
Oh, yes.
His daughter told us he used to frequent this forest for various herbs. And you allowed him in then, and you don't remember him?
I didn't know who he was, but I saw him come in and I saw him not cause harm, but I saw him through other creatures who were watching for me.
Are you aware of ascensions? I mean, I know you're out here. Most people are, but I don't know how far from civilization.
I understand what they are. I've not met many people, and I've never heard of anyone coming back until you said this about the gnome.
To be honest with you, I don't understand what they are. What are they?
Ascensions?
Yeah.
I don't fully understand how they work or why, but it seems to be the meddling of the gods, of some gods.
Yeah, let's go ahead and circle back to the gnome popped out of the water.
Yes.
Cool. All right, well, that sounds like a good place to start. Second place to start is the big-ass antler monster that almost gored me. Is it possible your big friend over there could take care of that?
You have a big friend that can take care of it.
Yeah? How well they do just there?
If it comes
Pretty
back
well
through,
until it ran away.
That's...
We were able to make it run.
we've been trying to hunt them down for the last day.
Them?
2 days.
There's more than one? There's more than one?
There are. They came
Are
through
they-
the water after the gnome, apparently.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Could you show us where this pond is?
I mean, I assume it's that one.
It's the one that we.
The Dragonborn knows where the pond is. He's been stung by the creatures in there.
Now, if you were trying to chase this
One
thing,
of my
why did you
finest
prevent us from pursuing it?
I would not prevent you from pursuing it, but this clearing is sacred and it must be protected and left
Oh, my apologies.
Could
undamaged.
could you then escort us to ensure that we do not go into the sacred clearing?
You can see the
Sure.
clearing.
I mean, yeah,
you
the
have a
clearing's right in
lamp.
front of you.
I don't know if there's any other areas that are sacred on the
Oh
way
yeah,
as
that's
well.
actually a good point. Yeah, are there any other sacred bits that are going to get us stomped on by a giant tree?
Not in the Shalewood.
Oh, okay, good. I don't know if there was like a sacred patch of grass or like a sacred bird's nest or something. I just,
And
Cover
is
on
We
the
the
really
pond-
are
Is
trying
the
to.
pond
Go ahead.
What?
is the pond in the sacred clearing?
Yes.
So
If
how
you
do
really
we
are.
investigate this? Sorry. How do we investigate this pond to ensure that nothing else can come through it if we aren't allowed in there? How do we gain the right to be able to enter your sacred area? How do we prove
You
ourselves?
cannot-
Have you investigated the waters since the creature has come out of it?
No, I am to protect the waters, not do anything with the waters. I'm not allowed to touch or go in the waters either.
What makes them sacred?
The pond was created by the gods, as
I
was
thought
the
that was-
clearing.
That was all true of all ponds.
This pond is different.
I mean, Ekor has
Clearly.
made the lakes, the ponds, and the rivers. What makes this one different?
Must be the fact that it's shiny.
Or the fact that people come out of it along with weird, strange monsters.
No one has come out of it until now that I've ever known, that I've ever seen.
Has anyone ever gone in?
Not that I've ever seen. No one until now has gone into the clearing.
Is there any way we can help you apprehend that creature?
Well, there's more
I'm
than one,
willing.
apparently.
I'm willing to help you track it, or them.
Do we, before we jump into this, gentlemen and lady, do we know how many of these came out of the pond behind the gnome gentleman?
There are at least 3.
You can handle 3.
Good to know. Yes, but can we handle 3 at the same time?
Yeah,
If,
sure.
if they
I
hunt?
haven't even raged yet. Keep that in mind.
I still have one spell.
And I won't until level 3.
So you mean you're useless to me right now?
Ignored a lady.
This is true.
I've done exactly one thing useful.
So, to be clear, there's no way for us to visit the pond where both the gnome who was killed and the monsters that followed him popped out of after 15 years of him being gone.
I'm not allowed to let anyone into the pond. I don't know if the other ponds on the island are so protected, but this one is.
There's more than
But
one.
you never
I
did
think it
answer
just
me.
means
Is
the
there-
regular ponds.
Is there a way to prove ourselves to be able to come into the,
Yeah, we
the
like-
sacred area?
Tame the giant tree? Do we give him a little bit of water and sunshine and
Ignore my
Go make
friends.
some fertilizer.
I mean,
I'm
it'll take
being
a couple
honest.
days, but I can do it.
He's had a rough day, as you saw with the creature earlier. He's in a little bit of a mood. But yes, is there a way for us to prove our honesty, our truth, that we're not here to cause any damages to the sacred clearing?
I would have to pray on that.
Well,
But
while you're praying on it,
I'm sure that the gods would appreciate your willingness to eliminate these foul creatures from the woods that should not be here.
You know anything else about them?
yes, have you seen where they might be frequent?
I've never seen them until now.
Have you killed one yet?
No. They're very difficult to find. Even when you find them, they seem to just disappear into the dark. which is no small feat for my to do to me.
They're very fast.
It's
Aren't they,
different
Ian?
than that. They seem to move into the shadow and become the shadow or something. That is very difficult for me to track. Especially in a forest that has almost no light ever coming in.
Have you tried talking with them?
No.
Morkant, did you see
Yes.
that thing?
It had your voice. Perhaps it's capable of conversation.
Yeah,
if you
all right.
figure out
Next
what
time we come
happened.
across one, you lead with the diplomacy, all right? Then
Do
we'll
we
pick
do we
up
know
your
that
remains.
do we know that it mimicked Kian?
Yeah. He said it sounded like Kian's voice, remember?
Right, but do we know that was a mimicry, or not, and not just Kian talking?
Oh, I guess that's a question.
I mean, I didn't.
I don't think that was ever
What?
specified.
It actually didn't mimic him. It threw his voice from a different area. Remember? Like it made you turn.
Is that what happened? Okay, well, I take back what I said then, because apparently I don't know that. My apologies.
Isn't that what happened, Scott? He threw the voice to like kind of throw him off so he could run away.
It was in the heat of action, and it did sound like Kian's voice, not necessarily from where it was. So it seemed like
Okay.
it was a bit of both.
I retract what I said then because I misunderstood what happened. There's always a chance that we can talk to it and find out where it's from and what's happening on the other side. Because it's not from where we are. It's from wherever he ascended to.
I don't think it's willing to talk, judging by how quickly it attacked.
It's in a foreign land. It's scared. We might be able to calm it down.
See, but it chose to come here, or so I assume.
Killed a
It
man.
followed the gnome and
I
killed
don't know that it
But yet-
chose.
Yet they haven't left. Could there perchance be others who escaped? And that's why there's more than one.
And if it's returning to the lake, it might be trying to return.
him. Point being that it is here on purpose, for a reason, and that reason is to kill. Whether that purpose is fulfilled or not, that's the purpose.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, like I
I
said,
would-
buddy, you can
like
leave the
that.
diplomacy next time, and we can
I
figure it out
will.
from there.
Morkant,
Alright.
listen. Think about it like this. Gnome goes missing 15 years. He comes waddling out of a pond. He picks some flowers. He goes to go home. And then 3 of those strange creatures come out. Gnome ends up dead before he gets home. Very
With
unfortunate.
an antler lodged in his throat.
It's kind of odd
Pretty
that
damning.
they would come out right behind him, murder him, and that not be the purpose.
Oh, but it was an accident, apparently, according to our dear cleric here.
Oh, let me stick my antler. Oh, I'm sorry, you choked me on that. My apologies.
Oh, my bad,
I-
there's no CPR.
I understand your point, but I will attempt to talk to it if I can. I'd rather not have to kill anything.
Well,
Our cleric has a big heart, and I don't think he should be faulted for it.
No, but I'm sure the antler will find that big heart very easily.
he's got a big heart, but I have a bigger axe.
When one of us dies because of it, then we can fault him. But before then, let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, no.
You know, I
prefer not for one
think
of
there
us to
are a
die.
couple steps along the way where we can fault him before death.
I would agree with Kian.
It was a joke.
Anyway,
It was a good
you,
one.
Thank
Guardian
you.
of the Forest, friends
I
of the
laughed.
giant tree thing, you hang out here and pray to your gods. We 5 dipshits sharing 3.5 brain cells will go ahead and take down 3 extraplanar monsters. Sound good?
I have 3 of those cells.
Uh-huh.
You have 2. Don't give yourself that much credit.
I will find you after I've prayed.
Sounds great. Love that plan. All right, let's go.
Do you know which the best direction we should travel to find one of these creatures?
When they came out, they headed towards
Maybe we should
the
spread
town as fast as they could, although where they went after that, I'm not sure at the moment.
out. Split the party.
Well, we can head in the direction where we saw it go around and keep going in that direction. We know one ran that way, and I point to the direction where it ran to.
Yeah.
I could
We
try
can start-
tracking it, but I'm not
we can
sure how
start in
well
that
I do
direction.
at that. I have experience tracking animals, but these, who knows?
Well, I'm sure with you and Kean in the lead, we'll get there in no time.
Yes, I have the utmost faith in you, and I tap you on the shoulder and just give you a little guidance.
Where the ground is soft, they do leave tracks.
Good to know.
All right.
And the tree beast starts to lift again. The leg starts coming up, and it rises up into the tree.
Did we ever ask what that thing's name is?
I was just wondering what that creature's name was.
It has no
Guardian.
name.
How many
But what
squirrels
is
do you
it?
think it kills every time it takes a step?
It has no
Well-
name.
If it doesn't have a name, maybe we should give him a name.
Let's give him a name.
I think Steve is a mighty fine name for a tree.
Even.
Steven.
Stephen Green.
Treven. Treven.
Even
I like
Green.
I like Treven.
Treven
Green.
Green.
Treven Green.
Treven.
Treven, we will be back.
And Kelmon looks up. You've lost the light.
Well, gentlemen and lady, do we continue this hunt now? Do we go to safety? Do we stay near the clearing in hopes that we can have their aid and defense against what's out here?
I'm ready now.
Yes. I think if there are any tracks to follow, now is the time to do it.
You never know. The fresher, the better.
What do you
We
think?
want to give this
Ian?
thing.
Well,
We'll
you
do
know
what we gotta do.
you do know where it had fled when you were in the fight. You just have to go around the clearing to get there.
If we're going, let's go.
Sure.
Do we need to rest? Is anybody injured from that?
I mean, I
attack?
am, but
I've got a couple scratches, but I'll be fine.
Should we take a short rest or something?
No.
I wouldn't mind because I could probably
oh yeah.
study up on some of my magic and get.
Sure, let's
something
take a
back.
short rest.
Slova really doesn't want to.
I
He
also
will.
agree,
Well-
like, time's of the essence, but whatever you gentlemen think is
Well.
best.
Tricky, because
Let's
yeah, we could.
split up.
Yeah, we could follow it, but
Shaggy, Scooby, go that way.
yeah.
Angus and Dongus, go die.
I guess an hour is a pretty long time to lose a trail or something, so it might
yeah,
be.
let's just go. Let's go.
Yeah. You just have to rely on
It's already
cantrips there,
injured,
buddy.
so.
Well, one of them.
Why give it time to recover? Is what
Right.
you know.
You know what? You're right.
We were winning the fight, so we might as well just continue winning the fight.
We have Meadow here to assist us as well, so we're good. Let's go.
Meadow's completely fresh. Let's do this.
Meadow, who is suddenly, conscious.
She is fresh,
Here.
So much more willing to jump in.
and her clothing is crisp.
Yeah. she's
Just
And
ready.
like your
dirty.
armor,
And
Morcant.
does
Just like
not
your
smell
armor.
like boy.
That was made me joke. That was funny.
Armor still has no dings in it, just saying.
Nope.
I'm not
You
well
say that like
versed.
it's a point of pride.
I am not well versed in any combat, but I hope I can assist.
Yep. Super glad we brought her with us.
Just by being here, you bring the morale up. Tenfold.
Aw, that's very sweet
Outlander
of
with such
you.
kind words.
And
I wouldn't have expected that from you.
I don't think I even know the word morale.
Bye,
Just pretend that
Treven.
I do.
and you skirt the
Everyone,
clearing.
we all wave goodbye to Treven.
Treven.
Treven Green.
You skirt the clearing, and you hear the booms of its steps as it walks out of the clearing area and into the forest. And then when you're over there where it left, with the lamp, you can, well, those who can see in the dark can see that there are footprints where it had fled. It ran pretty hard trying to get out, so it left some tracks.
Does anybody have a light source for you non-seeing the dark folks?
Nice save.
I could fashion a torch.
Yeah, I got some.
Is the Guardian student nearby? We should make sure he doesn't mind us lighting a torch in his forest.
Who cares?
The land.
He has no
He's not there.
jurisdiction over this part.
Well, I guess we'll find out when a tree steps on us.
If.
No torch!
Yeah, I got a torch.
Treven wouldn't do that to us. He's already such a kind
Morcon, you're not
friend.
doing anything useful, right? How about you hold it?
Meadow kind of like looks at you guys and then like detaches
I'm-
the hooded lantern she has onto her bag and just lights it. She's like, I think this is better than a torch.
Genius.
I'm sorry I wasn't tactically retreating last time.
You're never gonna live that down.
Live what down?
All right, so I'll just forget it ever happened.
I mean,
Okay.
God, I'm getting genuinely confused.
When you
Monster hit me, I repositioned. Shot at it. What do you want from me?
Yeah,
Howard.
tactical. Very tactical.
that is the key and way.
The key.
Why would I hit something from up close when I could hit it from afar?
I would agree, but when you're running by to get into that tactical position, there was this sheer look of terror in your face. And I
Yeah,
was
you
just
get smacked by that
whoa.
thing and tell me you're going to be all chipper about it. I'm just saying.
I got
Well,
smacked
I
by
was,
that thing, and I'm chipper about it.
I was
Imagine us
debating
walking through this
attacking it,
forest.
I believe.
I'll never dispute that you're a braver man than I.
In fact, I
Plus.
can't wait to get hit by it again.
Yeah, well, when I say
That came
braver,
out
I guess I
wrong.
mean more insane, but
I just imagine us walking through the forest trying to track this thing, arguing and.
Yeah.
We're supposed to try to find this thing loud as shit.
There's so much hostility in
kind of
this
like
party.
taking
I
the
love
lead because you guys are just arguing back there. She's got the lantern. She's just like pointing.
So yes.
And you where you find the tracks, you see that it leapt into the tree, into the forest outside of the clearing, and as it ran, it would often put a foot into the dirt or 2 feet in the dirt, and then it would use the roots, because the roots just sort of reach all over the place here, and it's very hard to maintain the tracks over a long distance. It's not that it's hard, it's slow.
Is there a blood trail at all?
No.
Really? Interesting. Is there any blood left over on my axe?
Yes.
I want to smell it. And then if I can, taste it a little too.
Okay. It smells like blood.
Does it smell like...
do you? How sensitive are Dragonborn noses?
I would assume pretty sensitive, because, I mean, they're
Yeah.
reptiles.
Yeah, and dragons' noses are well known for their. I mean, look at Smog.
see, that's true bravery.
Yeah,
I think
We could just call that a survival check if you want.
yeah.
Why would you
it's
taste
fine.
that?
It's fresh enough. You can smell it subtly.
Does it
Not
smell
enough
like...
to track or anything. Not like a dog.
Right, I just want to get an idea of, like, if it comes in the area, what kind of sense to look out for. I mean, I assume it smells unique to other animals.
It smells like. Yeah, I don't know if I want to give it where you can use your scent to completely discern every animal type. I think that's going a little too far.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, what would Meadow's dog have to do?
That's right, there's a dog.
Be a dog? That's enough in and of itself, isn't it?
Maybe the dog can track
true.
this creature. Maybe
I
both
don't
your
wanna make-
noses together.
I don't want to make the dog useless. Oh, there's an idea.
You can smell
Archer
it,
could
but you have to
assist.
be.
Yes, the two of them can track.
Can smell what?
You can smell the blood, and you can smell its slightly unique odor, but it would not be something that you could, like, it's not at the level of a dog. It's not that kind of
course, yeah.
of depth of understanding from it. Not to mention, I'm not sure your brain is really wired to do that, for that sense. But yeah, you can smell it, and it does not smell like your blood or the blood of. Well, I'm not sure you've smelled anybody else's blood.
We smell
That
Keane's
one
as he
out that we
ran
cut
past
in
me.
half. We cut the one they cut in half.
Did he smell that? I don't think he did. He was
He was
kind
covered
of
in it.
I don't
He was
think he had
just
a choice.
Covered in it.
but he was disgusted by his act. He
All right.
wanted out of
I,
it.
I,
Anyway.
I imagine the smell of blood helped with his gagging.
Outlander, perhaps Meadow's companion could help you track this creature.
And it?
Meadow,
I-
does your
Frankly,
What
I've never
is-
seen
what
this.
is-
I don't even know what it is.
what is your companion's name, Meadow?
Archer.
Archer. Is Archer good at smelling and following things? with his
Frankly, I
nose?
assumed it was emergency food.
He is, yes.
I mean,
No.
He's normally used to hunt down any birds I end up.
Well, this is a large bird. Do you think he could hunt this down?
I don't think it's a bird.
He's
No,
still
it's-
pretty young, but perhaps.
Can you bring
Archer,
that
can
axe
you
over
hunt down the bird?
Does he have a scent?
It doesn't seem to respond to hunting down, to doing the nose tracking thing.
Nope. Archer does not want to do that. Well, let's just see if we can follow it. If you need help, perhaps one of us can assist you in following the tracks.
And you start tracking Eslov. And it was running pretty quickly, and you can see that it took pretty long strides. Its feet are, initially you thought they may have been some kind of a wide shoe, but you see that there's actually a cut through the middle, almost like a cloven hoof. Maybe. But it has a back to it too, so it's not quite the same. And as you go, you realize that you leave the clearing area and the little bit of light that came from the pond, and it is, without the lantern, it would be pitch black. And you do see in the distance what looks like maybe a little bit of a fire suddenly shows way out there.
When I look, do I see this light as well? Do we all see it?
Yeah, you can all see it. It's a
Is
little
it-
flicker.
Every
in the
time you
distance.
say this, in the forest, I'm going to ask: does it look like that light that I saw in my one solo or duo session?
The light that you saw in that solo or duo session looked like a campfire fire. So yes, it looks like that.
Okay, I will recount that tale to them. So as we get closer, if it seems to be continually far away, there's a good chance that this is some type of trickery magic. So keep that in mind as we begin to move, if we're going towards the campfire.
This is why I'd never venture into the forest.
Kian, you know that you also know, Kian, that there are things that can trick you into dangerous positions in the forest too. And I mean, you haven't been tricked, but you've heard stories of things like magical fires and things like that.
I mean, generally, my experience with seeing strange fires in the wilderness has gotten me into some good situations, so I, for one, am happy to see the fire.
Isn't that how you got your tattoo?
Yes.
Like a
that
drunk
was a
sailor.
good situation.
I also got fed an entire bison.
yeah, so they balance out.
Bison, strange tattoo that I didn't request. I'll take it.
You win some, you lose some.
So,
It's a magic tattoo.
yeah, no, right? Do we head towards the fire? Does the trail look like it's going in the same direction?
Yes.
Either A, we're being tricked by some creature out here like I was before, or B, there's some people that might be getting ready to be attacked by these creatures. Or C,
Perhaps-
those creatures can make a fire and they have that over there for themselves.
Perhaps we should make ourselves known, as to not startle who we're about to walk up on.
Let's just make
No.
sure that they're friendly.
Perhaps
first.
not. I would have to agree with Kian. Let's see what we're dealing with before we go, hey, we're over here. Come kill us.
Should we
On
put
the other
out
hand, we could
light
kill
then?
them before they kill us.
Also an option.
Well, this is it. Hey, we're
I'm
over here.
not in
Several of
favor
us
of
can't
that
see.
idea. I mean, if we have our light, they can see us. Our light gives us away. So if we're planning on sneaking up on them, then I believe 3 of us won't be able to see.
I can at least
Right.
see the destination. I might trip
Yeah.
a couple times on the way there.
Can't you like cover the lantern and we just use it when we need to see
Yeah.
light? Yes, Meadow? Is your so
It's
we
a
can.
it's a hooded lantern.
So yeah, you
Yeah,
can cover it. Let's do that and go forward to see what this thing is.
And if we get in a sticky situation, we just pop the lantern open.
Or, you know,
Throw it at them.
No.
Let's throw only light source. Yay!
Okay, we'll throw the dog at them then.
I don't like your ideas.
let's go. Vernon,
So they all better than more cons. Let's go.
And you start heading towards it.
I will
And,
try to be sneaky.
and
Yeah,
as
me
you're
too.
and as you're moving, you see that there's actually another forest fire, another campfire, a little off to one side, a little
Split up.
further. That wasn't there, and then you pass maybe a clearing of trees, and you realize there's another campfire off in another direction. It's smaller, it's much smaller looking. It just looks like on the horizon. The other one's a little bigger now.
I think we should focus on the we're going to. Also, Scott, I rolled a 17 total for myself because I'm trying to be sneaky. I don't know about the rest, but
Oh, goodness.
do the same thing. I mean, if we're
I
rolling,
guess
I'll roll.
we're all sneaking.
Yes, for disadvantage. Let's do it.
chainmail. You look good, but you're so shiny. It's harder to sneak.
Everybody should try and sneak in chainmail. You'll become a professional sneaker given time.
And be a
I rolled a
13.
big old 5.
I am
Roll-
not stealthy at all
I
with
got
my 3.
6.
Oh my God!
Like
So, Kian, what'd you
shuffling
get?
through the forest.
What'd Kian get?
13 for
We
me.
got Vezrin who's like fox walking through the forest, being very careful, and then we got the 3 bozos just like crashing through, breaking down the plants as they walk through.
I attribute it to my elven heritage.
Morkant is using his sword to just slash the bushes. You have a sword,
Has
right?
twinkle
And-
toes.
And
The
as you're
armor.
getting a little closer to the campfire, can you make me a wisdom check, please?
Everyone, or
Everybody.
That's a big roll. 23. 22.
Wow.
Wisdom save or just a straight wisdom check?
Check.
I got a straight 10.
Oh.
Not a gay 10.
22.
Vicarious 10.
And
Asexual 10.
the fires are burning a little oddly. The people who rolled high can something isn't quite right about it. The one you're closer to. Like a fire kind of moves and dances a little as it goes and stuff, and this one seems to stay very contained.
don't
Maybe
like
it's in a
this.
lantern or something. It's hard to tell exactly. Rather
Something weird.
than a campfire.
These fires don't seem to be moving the way they should. The way a normal fire does. Does anyone else notice that?
Yes, it is quite odd.
This is something I've seen before.
No.
Okay.
We should approach, but be on your guard.
Kian, can you make me a perception check?
Vezrin doesn't say anything, but he hears all of this. Because I'm trying to keep
24.
myself.
The other fire seems to slowly be moving closer, or in you guys' direction. Not fast, just seems a little bigger, or the fire's getting bigger.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say they're not fires. How far do they seem to be?
You don't seem to be all that close to them yet. You were still a distance out. Several hundred feet.
Okay, I guess we continue to approach. We can either stand or we can go forward. So,
Doesn't one of us have create water?
One of you does.
maybe it's the water cleric. Really?
Nope.
All right, let's keep going.
It's this one. Oh wait. No. Yeah. This one.
I think it's Meadow.
I think she's frozen. Oh, there she is.
Can Meadow create water? They're asking.
None of us would know this going into it, so let's find out together.
I can't create it, but I can shape it.
I will cease my metagaming for now.
Yeah. And the fire that you're closest to seems to also be starting to move towards you, like be getting a little tiny bit larger. And
I pull my axe out.
Is this noticeable to everybody,
yeah,
or just Ian?
yeah,
How far away is it? 100 feet ish?
Yeah, maybe more, a little more than that even. It's not close, and it doesn't seem to be moving very quickly. Seems like nothing can move very quickly in the forest here, except, ungulates and stuff like deer and
This will
whatnot.
definitely be a first. I have never fought fire before.
Well, you typically want to fight it with fire.
And it comes a little bit closer, and then it stops. It stops closing. You getting closer. Who are you? You hear?
I
From
am more
kind of a-
von
actually,
Ansel.
it's-
Fire can speak?
It's more of a squeaky voice. It's more like, "Who are you?"
I am more von Ansel. I am an apostate of Akor. And who are you?
Oh.
Come into the light. I would like to see you. You're too far for me to see clearly.
I'll walk up.
Of eyes?
Well, you got to kind of climb over a bunch of roots to get there if you're going to go up there.
I'll do what I got to do.
With my dark vision, can I see anything, or my night vision here?
It's nearly pitch black. And with the fire up there, makes it where you can't see anything beyond it. You can only see the fire to the fire.
Like somebody shining a flashlight in your face.
Yeah, but it's it's like a lantern.
Well, I'm going, since I haven't said a word, I'm going to try to just keep with that stealth and just try to get into a position where I can see better. See what this is that's positioning on Morcant.
I will
I'm assuming
approach
I'm walking
axe
in.
drawn, and I'll say,
Okay.
"Don't move, fire."
It's just burning. It's not moving any closer. It's
So
waiting
who
for
am I-
neighbors coming.
Threaten
As I-
fire.
As I walk up, who am I talking to?
My name is my own. I'll tell you it when I can see you.
Now, fair is fair. I gave you my name before I could see you, and I'm still approaching slowly.
How close do you
I'll
want to get?
be walking at normal walking speed, just
I'll
with
just
my
get
axe out, approaching
to
them.
where I'm within the light, so I know he can see me, and I can hopefully see him a little bit better.
And you can see the light, and it doesn't quite seem right. It does look contained a little bit, but it seems to... There's something not quite right about the light. And then it starts to come a little bit closer. I'll come a little closer to see you. I
Oh.
cannot see you well.
Of course, friend. There's no reason for fear or altercation. I mean you no harm.
And you can tell that the other light is also getting closer.
Is that another friend of yours?
Yes.
Ah, then perhaps we can all sit and have a drink together.
Does the voice sound funny at all?
it sounds small and squeaky.
We're looking for a creature that doesn't belong in these forests. It has like ears of a deer and like a bone face. Have you noticed it at all?
Well, you look like you don't belong in the forest.
Honestly, I don't, but I'm here to help.
Are we
We're
close
just
enough to see them yet?
no, you don't. The fire is all you see, and you. The closer you get, the less right the fire looks. Maybe it's a weird lantern. There seem to
Kelman,
be gaps
we're-
in between some of the fire bits and stuff.
We're assisting Kelman in trying to apprehend these creatures.
We're looking for mushrooms.
I have not been looking, but I can keep an eye open. What type of mushrooms are you looking for?
It's a strange time to look for mushrooms, especially in these parts of the world.
Many creatures are nocturnal,
In these
and perhaps
woods.
this is the last chance they have before the winter.
And the fires sort of.
Do I see a silhouette, or do I just see the fire?
You just see the fire,
Okay.
like somebody's holding the lantern out in front of them.
Now,
My-
friend, what is your name?
I cannot see you well yet. I will not give my name till I know with whom I speak.
I am Morcant von Amstel, and I'll kind of lower my hand so I'm not blocking the light anymore and just try and make myself as visible as possible.
I will slow my approach just so that I'm right next to Morkant as we walk up.
Eslov, make me a perception check.
I was just saying, am I able to see anything as I'm walking around on the side a little bit? Do I see anybody behind the light? Or anything
Actually,
else?
everybody can make a perception check.
Gonna be a nat 20 plus 5, so 25.
nice.
Better than my 13. So
In
15.
your
I
peripheral
am
vision,
22.
in your peripheral vision, you see maybe a flicker of light off to one of your sides also.
Something's not right. We are being surrounded. I'll say that in a very low voice, just so that whoever's around me can hear.
There's no reason to fight. We're all friends here.
Why would we fight?
Exactly.
We're tiny.
Let's all just
Yeah,
let's
well,
all just relax and talk. And if you see these creatures by chance,
I don't know what creatures you speak of.
well then you haven't.
And Eslov, as you're looking forward and you see the light in your peripheral, you see another light in the peripheral vision from the other side also. So now
Another, like,
there's like
four
four
lights?
of them at least.
Okay.
So what shall I call you, friend?
They are surrounding us on all sides.
You could call me friend.
all right, I'm gonna shoot one.
Do it.
Kian does not mess around with this stuff.
They're
Oh.
surrounding us. We don't see any people behind the lights. I know what's going on here. We'll see.
Yeah.
If I hit a person, that's on me, guys.
Roll to
I'll
hit.
take. I'll roll the hit. We'll see.
And I'll give you a surprise.
Sure.
Oh my god.
on the party. What the?
Well, the first one was a 5, so let's hope the second was better. Second was a nat 20. I'll take that.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah, 20
that's
with
gonna
sneak
be
damage.
2d8,
Longer.
2d8 plus 2d6 plus 4. So
Oh my god.
Morcant is pissed. Although, do I notice this at all?
you'll notice it in a sec.
Let's
You-
just see how much damage.
You're not. You
11.
didn't.
You
Did
can call me
fight the one
friend.
I'm talking with?
11 plus 3 plus 4 is going to be 18 points of piercing damage.
Wow.
Did you fire at the one I'm talking to, or a different one?
Yeah, I'll fire at the one you're talking to.
And
Goodness.
and the lamp, like it's almost like it gets shut, and you hear this, but more like an animal as it goes right into the fire, and then the fire clamps down, and then it goes dark, and those who can see in the dark can see better. All the fires, by the way, go dark almost immediately after the first one. And if you have dark vision, you can see that there is this silhouette of a sort of like a a giant dog with it's almost like the fire was in its mouth.
Angler dog.
And right in front, you see there's an antlered creature right behind it. Like almost like these are pets. And the pet thing starts running towards you. Initiative.
Yes, let's kill some dogs. With
Like, clip that and save it for later.
with my 4 initiative.
They look more.
Don't
like
worry, I
that.
got 2.
22.
15.
22.
Marquette's just in shock. That's why it's only a 2 on initiative.
I have a whole 4.
It makes sense though. You and Eslov are up there talking, and all of a sudden, boom! You're like,
Yeah,
oh shit!
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Hey,
So I thought I was
he was
making a
suspicious
breakthrough.
from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Which is why you go before Morcant.
Who had the
just-
4?
He's just slow.
Everyone
That
else
was
is
me.
ready.
Who had a 4?
Ugh, gross.
I think Eslav did.
Oh,
That was me.
Leslov. And who had the 8?
Who had an 8? Anybody have an 8?
I'll take the
No.
8. If no one else wants it.
I had a 15.
22, 15, 4. I'm missing 2.
I had 13.
Oh, 13. Okay.
And I have a lovely 2.
A whopping
Morcant
2.
is in shock.
Okay.
But Kean just saved your life.
I don't know that that's true yet.
he did something.
You know, if he dies, I'll be at fault. It's fine.
You can live with that.
I had a dialogue. That's all I gotta say.
You did. And hold on.
I feel like Kean's just one of those guys that lets you think you're going to be able to talk to things, and then like right when you're like thinking it's about to go somewhere, you just like, nah. Poof.
Now we're gonna change this.
See, where I
No, it's an
disagree
evil mob.
is that I don't think it was going anywhere.
And there will be
I
this
don't
conflict.
think,
I said
I don't
right
think
when he-
Morcant was about to make a breakthrough.
For the record, I said right when you think you're getting somewhere, he's going, no, you're not.
Safety first. Kill it.
Hey, he let you question it.
And this
You had a long conversation with that boy.
and this black, almost black as the night beast starts running towards you. Big claws, and when its mouth starts to open as it starts getting closer and closer, you can see that it looks like there's teeth in there that are bioluminescent, but they're changing from reds to blues and all these other colors.
The
And
rave in its mouth.
22. That would be Kian.
Do I see this thing?
You see this blackness coming towards the group because you have a lantern, so you can see it coming towards you.
All right, I'll shoot it again.
Okay.
Shoot it harder this time.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Just like a sort of deadpan expression, gone from shot the first shot, immediately just loading up the second one, putting it up, and taking it. That's going to be a 6 plus 6 is going to be a 12 to hit. So I did not shoot it harder.
No.
You could have really shot it harder than a 20 anyway. So.
You could try. You could as you're shooting, throw the crossbow.
How far away is this thing from us?
It's about 60 feet
60
at the
feet?
moment. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's closing.
All right, then I will simply reload. Are there like places to hide nearby, or like places to
you're
take
in a
cover?
forest. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna
There are
duck behind
roots all over the floor, the
All right.
ground that are kind of reach up and almost.
I'm gonna
strangle.
take a position behind it as a bonus action. Hide. Take a position nearby a nearby tree.
Okay. 15, Vestrin.
21 for stealth for what that counts for.
Oh, I go before they do?
You do.
All right. I wasn't sure if I was going to get 2. All right, so I have 1 first level spell, and I'm saving that. So I'm going to be doing Firebolt.
Save it for what?
Or Shield, in case one of these things gets
Oh,
There
of
we
course.
go.
Naturally.
Morkan could be your shield. He's all armored up.
I'm not standing by Morkan. I'm off to the side, hidden, and about to blow my cover. So,
All kinds of beefy
Just
boy.
remember, you already have a tank in the party.
16.
That'll hit.
Goodness, not much. The 1d10. So.
If you wanted AC, you should have played a paladin.
9 points. I'll take it. As I shoot the thing in the side with a firebolt.
And it
Is
yelps
there
and
recoil?
comes aside a little bit, but it keeps coming.
I tried, Kian. You're on your own.
And,
With that, I'll take cover behind a tree,
okay.
and I want to look around to see if there's anything that's coming near me since we're getting surrounded.
As you're looking around, you realize that the other fires have disappeared.
Best hides
any
behind a
shapes in
tree.
the
We
dark-
see each
in my
other
dark
hiding
vision?
behind our trees.
What?
Do I see any with my dark vision? Do I see
You do.
anything near me?
It's not near you, but you can see that there's another one off to the left that is coming through the trees and kind of walking over the roots quickly. Not running at you, but moving pretty quickly and as stealthily as it
towards
can,
me?
it seems.
Towards me?
You're to that side more than the others.
I'm going to move towards the party and get cover and let them know that I see one in that way. Am I able to see any of the other ones to let them know how many I see? Like as a quick shout out as I'm moving towards the party?
You can see those two. And as you're looking around, you can see there's another one even further back to your left, and there's another one to the party's right.
And I will call them out. I said, we're surrounded and this is what I see. Blah, 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 blah. And then I will try to take cover behind Morkan.
Okay.
No, I'll try
You
to get
take-
like cover behind a tree that's near the closer to the party.
He's not even the biggest one here, though.
No, I know, but you're going to be in the middle of the fight. Morkan may or may not be in the middle of the fight.
Morgan's getting.
I'm gonna go ahead and say may
He's
not.
going to be in the middle.
Morgan already
Right in.
knows these things are going to talk, so he's not going to do anything this round.
And you hear from off to one side, Morkant, we can still talk about this. We don't need to fight. And the one to the right charges in towards you, Eslov.
Okay. My AC
What's
is
your AC?
14.
Okay. It gets very near you, and its mouth opens, and it chomps at you, and its claws at you, and you're agile enough to pull away from it just in time.
This thing must be real slow. Because I'm pretty slow.
It just missed.
Just flavor
14.
talk, bro.
I know. I get it. I'm a
Meadow.
DM too.
Archer also.
Archer.
Archer's barking.
Aw, what a cute boy.
I realize there's danger, Archer. Thank you.
God, where's Treven when you need him?
Treven!
Standing by while his buddy prays to the gods, obviously.
Got to protect him.
What are you doing, Meadow?
She uses her newfound attack powers.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Beyond sleep?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to hit it with a chaos bolt.
Oh,
Damn. Okay.
that is a fun spell.
Does an 17 hit?
A 17 does hit.
Okay. Let's see. So it's gonna do what? Math. 14 points of thunder damage and 3 points of just normal damage.
To which one?
The
The same one?
Yeah.
And you all hear from Meadow, the housekeeper, this boom, and this strike hits this beast, and you see it get knocked back and fall off to the side, and its mouth is left agape, and you can see that its teeth just go to a dull blue, and it stops moving.
And then she goes, "Ee!" She starts to run into runs to the cover.
Meadow, can you roll me a d20, please?
Yes.
Ooh, wild magic.
14.
Okay, all good.
For now.
Yeah.
Or so we believe.
Off to the one on the left of you, Morkant, is charging in. What's your AC?
1 second. My AC is 18.
It misses, but it hits you. Its body gets to you, but your armor is just enough that it can't do anything. It didn't get to you with its attack, but its body is right there. All right, 11, 9. Oh, let me roll archers. Wow, you guys rolled terrible for initiative. Okay. And
Really?
Eslov, you get hit from this other one on that side.
Okay. What's it gonna be,
You
Doc?
take 12 points of damage from its teeth when it chomps down, and it stays chomped down. So can you make me a dex save to get it unconnected from you?
You see it?
I didn't. What was it? Oh, yeah. You throw it off.
It's actually a 21 total.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't stay connected.
12
Eslov.
damage
Yes.
total?
Yep.
Okay.
Eslov, you're up.
Now I'm mad.
Yep. I would think.
Okay.
Are you raging that?
Finally, for the first time, I will go into a rage. And I will attack the one that just bit me.
So how do you go into a rage? What does it look like?
His eyes start to twitch. They do that thing. And he just sort of sneers and stares intently at the monster before raising his axe up and bringing it down. The monster, for the time being, is all he focuses on.
So your eyes go like this to just the one creature.
Yeah, he gets this tunnel vision.
Nice. Okay.
That's going to be a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Yeah. Give me that +2. Ooh, 13 damage.
Nice. And it takes the hit, yelps, and make me a perception check.
7.
Okay. All right. Morkant.
Yes. Couple of questions. How many can I see within 30 feet of me?
2.
2. And how far am I from the one that got shot first? And is it dead or is it dying?
It's dead.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and bite my inner cheek and let the blood roll across my tongue as I say a prayer and stick my hand out to cast Bane on the 2 I can see.
Okay.
Your poor tongue is going to be so messed up by the end of this campaign.
Why? It
He
just
bites it every single time.
I know.
Well, I don't have any of my blood anywhere else to use. I got to use.
Just carry around a vial of it.
Take it off your axe.
yeah. You can hire me and I'll dig it right into your leg for you.
So yeah, I'll cast Bane.
Okay. One of them makes its charisma check. One of them fails it.
Sweet.
Bane's on
And then-
3 targets, isn't it? Or
There are only 2.
There's only 2 within
his
range.
okay.
And while I'm doing this, I'll take a couple of steps forward with put my arm out with my shield and be like, if we all stop, we can still talk. And that'll end my turn.
Make me a perception check.
As I throw my dice on the floor, other dice goes.
I don't know how much these dogs
17.
are willing to talk to us.
What?
17.
17. Okay. And you hear something coming up from behind.
Uh-oh.
And let's see. Okay. We're back up to 22. Kian.
All right. What
Reasonable.
what do I
What?
see around me? So Vestrin pointed out 3 of them, right?
Yep.
Is there one of so the one in front of us is dead?
Yep.
Okay.
So there's 2 more to the left, 1 to the right. and
Where's Meadow?
whatever- She's in the middle of your group,
Okay.
middle back.
All right.
Trying to hide.
Fine. I'll shoot the.
Make me a
Whatever.
wisdom
Which
check.
me?
Yep.
Sure. 4.
Okay, go on.
Yep. I've done the same thing. Okay, so which is there any one of them that's closer to our party members?
Yeah, there's one of them that's actually right on Eslov, and there's
Oh.
one
Yep.
near to Morkant.
All right, I'll shoot the one that's engaged with Eslov. Yeah, I'm just gonna poke my head out, shoot like right over his shoulder, right into the thing's face. I hid. Do I get advantage?
They can. I'll give you advantage. Yeah.
Okay. That's a 17 on the first one and 11 on the second one. I'll take the 17. 23 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay, so that'll be a D8 plus D6. 9, 11 points of piercing damage on it.
Nice.
Then I'm going to get up out, I'll drop the crossbow for the moment, bring out the kukri, and I want to stand in between Meadow and whatever the nearest one is.
Okay. The one on Eslov goes down.
Okay.
And
How's that for bravery? I'll say right as I bring out the blade.
He cannot hear you.
Yeah. That doesn't matter when you're making a quip.
I think Meadow's like the only one who hurt you.
If a rogue makes a shitty
I
joke in
hate
a
it.
forest,
Yeah, there's no one around to
does
hear.
he really make the joke?
I heard me, and that's all that really matters to Kian.
I heard you.
Ian heard himself and he laughed at his own joke.
Meadow, can you make me a perception check, please?
14.
Okay. And suddenly, from the darkness of the trees near you, you see this beast with antlers rise up and
Yep.
claw at you.
Yeah, there it is.
What's your AC?
It's here.
Mine?
Yep.
Wait, was I not able to like get in between
11?
wherever it was?
It wasn't the beast. It was coming from the other side.
So like within where our group was?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on?
She's. What? I didn't hear you. What's your AC, Meadow?
11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you get hit.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure. Almost anything can hit me.
Well, yeah.
They could, but would they? Should they?
It's not nice of them, that's for sure.
No, it's not.
You take
Very
10.
rude.
You take 10 points of damage. And can you make me a strength check?
Oh god.
I'm sorry, strength save, not check.
4?
Yeah, you are knocked prone, and then when you are knocked prone, it comes down on top of you and it tries to claw at you and it misses.
Uh-oh.
And you are right next to it, Kian, when this happens. It almost came out of the shadows of the trees.
Not going to, but
15.
Meadow definitely screams very loudly.
Oh, Archer, who actually can go, attacks it and bites its leg.
Good boy.
Good
boy, Archer.
What a great pooch.
And all right, we're back to Vestrin, and you see this thing come out of, like, just out of the shadow in the middle of the group almost, while the other things are from the outside, are coming in from the outside. And it is bigger than it looked before, even maybe
How
taller.
How tall is it approximately?
Without its antlers, it's probably 7 feet tall, 6.5 feet tall, somewhere in there.
Okay, good to know.
It's big.
Good to know. Very
They're
good to know.
They're like sinewy and wiry, but they have muscles.
Okay.
Seeing
Good.
Meadow in trouble, Vezran will silently curse to himself. This is going to come back on me. And he will lob a Chromatic Orb using his last first level spell.
Yes. He uses it for something other than shield.
Yes. Well, that's how he is. He tends to try to protect himself so he can do more things for everybody else, but this is a must need.
And he uses it for the best first level.
Damsel's in distress. It's an
14 plus
emergency.
6, 20.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. It's going to, what was it last time? Lightning, right?
Yes.
I know lightning works, so I'm going to use lightning again.
Okay.
You know, why fix what's broke? Why fix something that's not broke? That'll be 14 points total. Not as much as last time, but still pretty good.
And when you hit it, it falls off of her and lands on the ground next to her. And you can see that it has a broken antler. And it has a lot of cuts already to it.
This is the one we fought earlier, yes?
Yeah.
I will continue to move closer to the party since I was off to the side as I moved up, and I'm trying to get near Meadow to make sure she's all right. And then I will stop my turn also next to Meadow.
Okay. And Morkant, the creature on you is going to attack at a major negative, and it totally misses. It almost seems like its heart is not in it the way it should be.
Push it off with my shield.
He's not inspired enough. He could use some guidance.
He could use some guidance.
He
yeah.
could.
We all could use some guidance.
Morkant, give it some guidance and see if that makes it want to hurt you more.
Yeah.
Meadow.
I feel bad.
Any guidance?
Meadow.
Is that thing still alive next to me?
No, and it's weird. It's like when it fell over, its skull face is like on a side looking at you, and it's got like a dim glow to its eyes that is fading out.
Who's next to me?
It's next to you, yeah. And
Who else?
hey,
Who else
you're
is
having
next to me?
you're definitely having your first adventure.
Yes, I am. Who's next to me?
Keen and Vezran are next to you. Vezran
Yep.
through the orb, Keen standing guard, and I'm standing over you checking if you're okay.
So you're right next to me.
Keen is too. We're both right next to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so on her turn, Meadow's so scared, she's literally climbing on top of that third light.
Climbing what?
Climbing on it like, oh my god!
On who? Keen or Vezran?
That's
I would hope not me.
Vezran crumples because he's not like super strong. He's not ready for it. He's like, oh shit.
They both fall over onto the Wendigo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's
I
like
don't fall
terrible.
like you get stabbed by the antlers.
I just picture like this. Vezran runs up and puts his hand down to help her up, and she's just like and pulls him down.
Yeah,
It
pulls it
latches
down.
to you like ooze.
It's like somebody who's drowning that you're trying to save, and they're also drowning you.
You're okay. You're okay, damn it.
Is she? She's taking some damage.
Hurt. That really hurt. And there's one left over.
It's like
Not
three.
not one of these things. Not one of the things that just died on top of you.
Just the dog things with the
Just
glowing
the dogs. We just have a couple dogs left to kill.
She's like, kill
One of
it,
them.
and then she like points.
Morkant.
Another-
What would you say your AC was, Morkant?
18.
Yep, it misses. It tries to chomp down, and it's just chewing on the metal.
Does it glow, the metal? Is it...
No.
Just regular metal.
Eslov.
Wait, I didn't go.
How many
Oh,
dogs are
you're
left
right.
alive?
I'm sorry, Meadow. I thought your action was to
Jump
flee in
on
terror.
someone.
Terror, but she wants them dead, so she's doing another chaos.
Okay, I'll let you do something then.
What are you chaos bolting?
The nearest one.
The
No.
nearest one is the one on Morkant now.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
23.
Yep.
Okay, this one's going to be fire. That's 11 fire damage and 3 normal damage.
And it backs away really quickly from the fire, and you feel like it hurt it more than normal.
Aha! You just
Already
met
on
again,
fire! It doesn't like fire, guys.
I'm assuming we all saw it, yeah?
There,
Did my
right.
firebolt do the
Fire.
same thing too? Earlier?
Against the lightning? Not
No,
like
the
it did with
firebolt.
the fire.
The firebolt against the dogs.
Yeah,
Right, one.
they don't like the fire. This was
Ironic, since that's what they used to lure us over.
it's not really fire in their mouth. It looks like it.
Right, of course, but it's still a fun irony there.
Yep. And we're down to Eslov.
So is there one left?
There's one left right to the right of the party, actually to your left, actually from where you're at.
Has it hurt anyone left yet?
It hasn't hit or been hit.
Okay, I want to approach it. How high off the ground is it?
Oh no, it's one of the dog things.
Yeah, is it small?
Oh no, it's not small. It's decent size. It's bigger than a normal dog.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and intimidate it. I'm gonna stand above it with my blood-covered axe with this furious look in my eyes. Look down at it, look back at the dead Wendigo and 2 other dead dogs, and 4 other currently alive party members, and just do like a low growl.
And it doesn't flee.
Does that count as my action?
No.
Okay. Then I hit it with my axe.
Okay.
For 23 to hit.
That hits.
And I actually calculated my damage wrong last time. I forgot to add my strength bonus. So this time I deal 18 damage? Yes. Wait, 19.
That's a nasty hit. And it is
Yeah.
still up. Morkant.
Now, the Wendigo is dying or is dead?
It's dead at this point. The eyes
All right.
is an effect, but it's dead.
The only thing left is this dog that has been hit and nothing else, right? That I know of.
There's one that Eslov just hit, and one
Yeah.
and there was another one near you that seems to be a little less, one, and then another one
Meadow
near
shot
you.
with fire.
Eslov will, after he hits it, he'll look back and he'll say, "I've got this one handled. Don't worry about this one anymore."
I'll turn to the other one and I'll just kind of stick my hand out and be like, "I'm sorry, my friend, but the time has come. Just go ahead and close your eyes and cast Toll of the Dead."
And what? I didn't hear you.
Toll of the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I hope that hits.
Sorry, my friend. God, he's so polite.
What's the save on it?
The save is 14.
Okay. You can do your... How much did you say it did? You did?
I rolled the 12. This
yeah.
one's been hit before, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 12.
And it is...
I got a full damage roll.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So
I rolled
the
the
save?
12.
Save. No.
Oh, it saved?
It did save. It made
okay.
It made a wisdom save. So...
Okay. Never mind then. I do nothing in my turn.
His time is now, dong.
Eslov.
Maybe not.
Eslov, you get attacked from the back right. So you're hitting the black dog thing, and then you feel a claw come in and hit you from the back side.
Okay.
You take 6 points of damage and make me a strength save.
Is that 6 points already halved because of my raging resistance?
No, you're right. 3. You take 3.
Okay.
And make me a strength save.
It's going to be a 14. No, 16. Because I have a...
Okay. So it surprises you, but you're not that bad off for it. But there's another antlered beast that came from the trees on the side there.
Okay. Things just got interesting. As if they weren't already interesting.
And then Kian, while you're low to the ground and you're set and ready for...
No, I am up, blade in hand.
Oh, okay. But you can see that there's some movement behind the party. And obviously some movement came in from behind the party and hit Eslov, but there seems to be more movement from behind the party while the other dog things are on the front.
Okay. You'll have to forgive me, but I have no idea how many enemies we're facing right now. I don't know. What are the numbers looking like? What's down?
Well, right now there are two dead, one near dead. Actually, 2 near dead. One skull creature that you've killed, and some other things that maybe some other stuff you don't really know.
For the record, Eslov looks pretty injured, so Moore can't use that information.
Man, if only the players had a spell left.
If only we would stop to take a
absolutely
break.
nothing.
Is there anything directly nearby? I'm standing next to Meadow and Vestrin right now.
Well, you can see that there's something moving in the shadows that seems to be moving quickly but quietly from the back, trying to get into the group.
Okay, but there's nothing directly nearby.
No.
All right. I'll hold an action to swing my blade.
Kian, you're up.
So
you're holding your action.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Vestrin, what are you doing?
Do I notice the creature coming up behind the party as well?
You were off to the... Oh, no, you had come in because you had Meadow on you. You can make a perception check and see if you can see.
Natural 15, perception is +3. So
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, you can see that there's something moving in through the shadows of the trees. Even with your light, I mean, you still have the lamp. it's hard to see even with the light when it gets into the shadowed areas.
Even with the dark vision?
Even with the dark vision. In those shadow areas, you can see it, but it's pretty hard to see even then.
Right. I will warn the others that there's something coming from that direction. And then I will point at the one that I see on Eslov that's behind him, and I will shoot it with a firebolt. Since I am low.
Okay.
Oh. All right, that's what I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure a natural 2 plus 6 does not hit as an 8.
Nope, doesn't hit.
No. So the firebolt misses. I will then position myself. Actually, like I said, I will finish getting up. You know what it is? As I'm getting up, I kind of miss as I'm standing back up because Meadow pulled me down. And then I will use the rest of my movement to get myself kind of where, I don't know, like between Morkant and Kian. So that way I can kind of use them as like a buffer between whatever might come at us.
And Meadow. Oh no, one of the dogs. The dog on you, Morkant. It starts to back away and it turns and starts to run.
Onward.
Does he get a reaction on it? Does he get to hit it if he wants? Or no?
Oh, do I have the
Yes.
reaction? I don't have my weapon drawn, so I can throw a punch.
You could punch it. Yeah.
Oh, you
Let
can
me try
talk to
and
it.
Get it. Or kick it. Kick
No,
it as
I'll
it's running.
just let
Get
it
out
go.
of here.
I'll let it go.
It had 1 hit point left. Damn it, Morkant.
I
You're
know.
perhaps the only person ever to not take an opportunity.
Right.
I like having my reaction as this class to metagame a little bit. I don't want to use my reaction if I don't have to for something that's not going to hit me.
Meadow.
For now.
I mean, Wrath of the Storm is a lot better.
This dog is going to end up being the BBEG.
I know.
And you're letting it go right.
This dog and an armed fish are just going to beat the shit out of me one night. But
You're going to wake up and you're going to hear the sound of knuckles cracking.
Meadow.
mechanically, I'll...
And
You can
wet
react.
noises.
Hold on, Meadow.
Oh, God.
Make me a perception check.
19.
Yeah, you see in the shadows moving in behind you, there's something in the shadow moving.
Oh.
And it's my turn.
It is.
Chaos Bolt.
Chaos
23.
bolt.
Yep, that hits.
We're going for thunder damage again with 10 thunder damage and 2 normal damage.
And you hit, and the thunder creates this silhouette of another one of the skull beasts back there. And when it realizes it's hit by that, it starts to back away.
I'm also going to be moving more in the middle of the group because I don't like being on the outskirts.
Back to back.
Yep. Eslov.
Slav will watch the one running away, and he'll scream, "Dua ein Fengus," which is not something any of you can understand because he's speaking his native language.
Make a charisma check. Charisma.
And I actually just looked up English to Swedish, and
That's cool.
That's Dragonborn. It's canon now. Dragonborn speaks Swedish.
It's an 18.
It's not mock Swedish though. It's real Swedish.
It's an 18.
Okay. The beast starts pulling away.
The one in front of me?
Yeah.
I drop my axe. I walk over and I wrap my arms around him and squeeze. And I want to grapple him.
You got the one behind you still hitting you though.
I'll take care of that.
No, I'm not talking about the dog. I'm talking about the Wendigo.
Oh.
I don't hug the dog. I assume the dog is gonna leave.
No,
But
the dog is the one leaving. The Wendigo's not leaving.
In that case, I turn around and I do that to the Wendigo.
Oh, you try and grapple it.
Yes.
Okay.
He's trying to help Morgan have a conversation with one.
Make me the grab.
Okay, so that's with advantage.
That may be the only time I've ever... I did not imagine anybody trying to grapple a Wendigo.
Grappling is severely underrated. Anyway, I rolled a 19.
You grab it.
And can I force it to move back towards the party?
You can pull it towards the party. You are stronger than it is.
Okay. So I'm going to move as close as I can to the party, squeezing it as hard as I can the whole time, and just ranting off and various expletives in Swedish.
And the dog beast starts to back away. The shadow that was behind the party is backing away into the shadow. And it leaves you with just this one thing in the middle of the group.
What in the hell? Why would you bring that over here, that filthy thing?
To that he says, "A hand om det."
I do speak Draconic.
So you would know that he's saying, "Take care of it." And before he said, when he said "Du är en fängis," he was saying, "You are a coward."
In that case, since I'm assuming I'm up, I'll go ahead and grab my mace and swing it across the face of what he's holding.
What? More beating the shit out of a grappled creature? That's what I'm talking about.
Have advantage.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
Do it.
Modified 20 and then a natural 20.
Hey! You're welcome.
Does that not bring it close enough to hit my melee, or is that too far away?
Nope, it's close enough.
Okay, I'm going to take my reaction then too as well, but Mark will go first.
6 plus 2, 8 damage.
That's right, because you were holding your action, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm going to just drive my kukri, slash across its chest. You said I have advantage?
Yep.
Which means you get the sneak, too.
Yes, and he's also next. 19 to hit.
Definitely.
For 2d6.
I'm going to run out of stylish ways to do combat.
Oh, wow, that's a 6 and a 5. So 15 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
It tries to pull itself out of your arms. And it does not.
It is too weak.
And you will
do it with the other arm, Dylan.
You will eventually.
This arm is really thin.
You will quickly dispatch it with a few more hits.
And we're knocking it out, right? Not killing it?
I don't know. I'm bashing this thing's head in.
If you guys knock it out, he will bury an axe into its neck.
The second it falls down, I'm going to spare the dying.
And I'll hit the kid.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, I'll have my regular turn as well to slash into it.
I'll squeeze as hard as I can until his back breaks in half.
No hope then, I guess.
No hope.
I like how you spare the dying and I hit it again with my staff. Stay dead, damn it.
And once I hear it crack, I just let go.
You do.
And then stomp over and get my axe.
So that's 2 out of 3, right? That we know of?
It plus 2 of their pets. Or 3 of their pets, yes? Was it 2 or 3 of their pets? How many dogs are dead? I know one ran away for sure.
Let me know why we decided to have that fight.
Because they're monsters.
Not
I want to take off the antlers.
Yes, they pulled you into a trap.
I'm gonna unambiguously, without question, absolutely yes.
I don't
there has never been a more monstrous monster to ever monster.
I believe we were the aggressors in this situation. We came to them and killed them.
Yes, but they
After-
surrounded us to
after
kill
they-
us.
I think our precious cleric keeps forgetting about the gnome that died.
You ever been in a fight, Morkant?
Not before I've met you guys.
He just was.
All right.
That might explain a lot.
Tell you what, I'll stop giving you advice on theology if you stop giving me advice on fighting. How's that sound?
This was our only lead, and now it's lying dead at our feet. What
There's
can
still
we
one
do?
more.
There's still one more that needs to die. But
Yes, if our only logic is to kill it, then what are we doing at all? If we don't learn anything
Killing
from
it.
this?
we just told the guardian of the forest that we would handle these creatures and dispatch them. We promised him we would do that.
Yes, but they might have been able to return home. We didn't need to kill them.
Return home.
Oh, I
They
mean, I
need to
wanted
answer
to.
for their crimes.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't need to, but I kind
They're
of wanted to.
murdering people.
People, there's one dead body, and we don't know that they
Let
killed
me
them.
ask you this, Morkant. If the last one that's alive is a thing that perhaps murdered your parent that ascended, would you want to still show it the same mercy?
Don't ask him that because he will take the moral high ground.
I
look
will
like an
ask you
idiot.
that. Because these creatures just murdered that gnome, and you saw...
We only
The dog.
assumed that they murdered the gnome. We have no clue. No one
We
was there
have.
besides the creature.
We have
and the gnome.
evidence! It
Stop.
shoved it down his
Hey,
throat, broke
everybody
out and
stop.
killed him.
There is nothing we need to prove to you, Morkant. You're either in or you're out. All right?
That is true.
You can think of us what you will. Honestly, I couldn't care less. All I care about is whether when we're in a fight, you're going to put up or you're going to walk away.
Scott, sometime during this, I want to take out one of my hatchets and just chop off the antlers and tie them up and string them up and keep them.
I was going to take one of the antlers as well, but does the skull... I want to take... If the whole skull... does it come off, or is that actually its face?
It's its face.
You
I
can
wanna
take
take-
the other one.
I want to take the one that with the broken antler, and I want to cut off its antlers, because I plan on giving it to the daughter, to let her know that we found the thing that killed her father.
If
Just want the
all
antlers for myself as a trophy.
I
If
knew
all
why
we're
you were
going to
taking
do
them.
is, if all we're going to do is kill these creatures, then what's the point? If we're not learning anything. If we're just a violent action of revenge, then we're not going to be able to solve anything here.
Well, how about this? We won't kill it if you can prove the next combat, or the next situation with the last one, that it is willing to talk. It seems to me like...
They were more than willing to talk before that arrow flew.
Really?
Don't
Did you
think they
learn?
were.
What'd you learn from him?
I learned
they
that
wanted
you
to-
have an itchy trigger finger.
What did you learn from him in the minute and a half, 2 minutes of conversation you had as they were surrounding us before that? What'd you learn?
Oh, yeah.
You gave him your name? What'd you get
2
back?
minutes is more than enough dialogue.
Did you get anything?
No, you were too quick with your arrow.
Really?
I-
What did they
I-
tell us? They told us that they were looking for mushrooms, and didn't they tell us that they were halflings or something?
No,
No.
they said that they wouldn't tell us anything and come into the light. Come closer to me. Get where I can kill you and by surrounding you, not tell you anything, so that way you're more curious.
Now,
Dead.
here, quite obviously, in the 2 combats we've had, they've not laid a single hand on me. They've barely done any damage.
You are naive.
Yeah. Congratulations, you haven't gotten hit, dude. Some of
These
us
are
have.
obviously not great fighters.
Meadow stands silently judging you while she bleeds.
Oh yeah, the boys are at it again.
The lovely lady here took one claw to the back, and she hasn't done anything to them at all.
Not all of us have the money for shiny new plate armor, buddy. I mean,
Perhaps-
admittedly, I'm rich,
It
but
really
point
hurts.
is,
Perhaps we should bandage you up and at least rest. Do you have any type of magic that might be able to heal, Morkant?
I am far too tired to be able to heal at this point. We should take a rest.
can you put that superiority complex to good use at least?
Can you let us have a conversation instead of shooting your arrow? You're the one who said that I should be able to walk up and try and create a dialogue.
You did,
And
you
when I
tried, you
do-
failed.
There was no failure. I had a dialogue, and you ended it.
Watch yourself before you're the one that's getting grappled.
Ian.
Oh, wow.
Ian,
Do
Esloth,
not
Chilliman.
get in the way of what we're doing here.
What
But
are we doing here?
That
Exactly.
I will agree
Are we-
with Morkanton. What
Are
we
we
doing?
any closer
For the
to
time
finding
being,
out what
we're taking
happened?
care of
Yeah,
the present
so
threat.
what I'll tell you what we're doing here. We're killing 3 of these antler monsters, bringing them back, and telling a man whose best friend is a tree that we killed him so he can let us into his magic pond. Seems pretty simple.
He's going to let us do that?
Perhaps.
That was the
No,
deal.
to his
he's going to
gods.
let us into his sacred area.
He said he would speak to his gods. If we accomplish this, then more than likely there's a better chance that the gods will approve it. But regardless, if you want to try to talk to it, but understand, Morkant, if after 2 minutes the most you can get is you can call me friend, more than likely we are going to have to kill the thing because it's not wanting to talk. It wants to lure you into a trap. It uses voices to trick you, uses lights to trick you. That's what these things do. They're hunters. They kill.
Orkhan doesn't understand that. He's been in a city his entire life. He's never had to survive. He's never had to deal with animals.
To be fair, Esla, I've only read about these kind of things in books. I've been mostly trapped in a castle my life. But knowledge is power, and I've studied a lot about the way things work in the world. And I would have to agree with Kian, who has dealt with many things out here, as well as you in the north, that these things were trying to kill us. All of my logic points to that.
I know a predator when I see one.
As I point to Meadow's back.
As somebody who got hurt, I understand the need to get rid of the threat, but I also agree that we do need information. Maybe next time, if it's available, we could capture one, but I didn't think that was an option this time.
There was too many threats.
After I literally captured it.
I mean, you had it grappled.
Yeah.
It could have gotten out, is the thing. Like, if we tie one up, that's one thing, but, grappling...
We could have knocked it out.
I don't agree with that because if we're too busy trying to deal with this one, it gives the other one opportunity to strike from the shadows, potentially freeing its companion. Now there's one. There's one creature left. We don't have to worry about any of the other ones sneaking up on us.
Yeah,
We
we
can
can
deal
try
with
to
that.
capture that one
There you go,
now.
using those 3 brain cells of yours.
If our only goal is to kill it, we'll be no closer than we were when we entered this
Then,
forest.
then let's capture it after I
Fine.
don't hurt so much.
Fine. We'll capture the last one.
Yes, let us rest and tend to our wounds.
And this is where we'll take a 5-minute break. Or a few-minute break. Thank you. We'll see you in a few minutes, everybody.
Man, Morkant is not
For
a
the
fan
record.
favorite All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We welcome you back. And everybody is now in a bit beat up, tired. Few people have some cuts. A few people were a little testy.
Someone's grumpy.
Someone's grumpy. Someone is trying to bring their rage back down.
Meadow, let me see your back. I'm not a medic of any sort, but perhaps we can try to bandage that up before we rest.
Okay.
Morcant, do you have any skills in
Yes,
medicine?
I'm very familiar with bandaging and things of that nature.
Well, let me know however I can help. I'm here to help.
All right. And then I'll help her, or I'll bandage up her wounds.
Okay.
I'll try to help a little because I have a herbalist kit and I have some experience in medicine. So I'll assist you and
I was trying to assess too, like by helping with bandages or whatever, but if you got that kit, that's working.
I'm proficient in medicine, so
Oh,
not
so
that
hi.
I think it really affects the fact that you're going to roll a hit die, but
go ahead and yeah.
I'll bandage you up.
Right. At some point during the long or the short rest, Eslov, like 10 or 15 minutes after we start to rest, Eslov will get up and he'll walk over and he'll sit next to Morcant and he'll go, "How are you feeling?"
I'm a bit upset, to be honest with you, friend.
Perfectly understandable. There were things that were said that were not meant, which is some great song lyrics for anyone in the audience who knows what song that's from. I was, if you couldn't tell, I was upset.
It's
So
all
I just wanted to apologize.
No
I didn't
reason
want to intimidate
apologize.
you. I didn't want to call you names.
It's okay, friend. I think of all the people here, you're the one who I can trust the most. But
Really? Why is that?
Everyone else seems to have their own motives. You just seem to want to understand, and I think we're alike in that.
Would you promise me that you'll take today as a learning experience?
Of course. We're in this together.
Then we are at no odds.
Of course, my friend.
Our friendship ended with anger. Now Morcant is my best friend.
And how are you handling the resting? What are you doing with that?
Yes, quick question. Are we taking a long rest or short rest, gentlemen and lady?
What how is it?
I imagine that the way it would work is that we would want to start taking a short rest, but then we're all just too tired to get back up and go.
Like we came in at the beginning of day, so might be a little early for a long rest.
I don't know, because he was talking about the sun was going down. Because we've been traveling and looking for a while.
Right.
That's what I'm asking.
Yep. It is evening.
How far are we from the clearing that we started with?
It took you a couple of hours before you found anything with all the tracking and everything. So you're a couple of hours away from it.
Yeah. Well, it's not ideal to spend a whole night out in the forest, but I'm not sure we have any other options.
I could try building a small shelter.
I'd advise
Sorry, what?
against it.
How small and how shelterful are we talking about here?
Enough to fit us all. Protect us from the elements.
I mean, Veteran, do you have any better ideas in terms of getting somewhere?
It's not that so much. I mean, I've heard tales that we don't generally want to mess with the things in the forest. And if he's building a shelter, is he going to be, tampering with things that he shouldn't be here?
I can do it without breaking anything.
If you can accomplish that, then I have no qualms.
what shall we do with these bodies?
Well, let's examine them for any type of information
Good
that we
idea,
might be able to
yeah.
gain from that.
The skulled, antlered beasts smell horrific very quickly. The other ones, they smell bad, but not as quick.
Now, the hands on the two creatures that did have antlers, are they like shaped like killer claws?
They're clawed, yes.
Yes. These are definitely clearly weapons for killing, not for talking. That should be noted.
Are we really going back to
No,
this?
veteran, I concur. That's a very interesting observation.
If that is the case, then why were there no fresh scratches and only an antler in his mouth?
The claws are clearly for digging. Hello?
Maybe obviously they use the antlers for more than just I
What,
don't know.
he attacked him backwards.
No, I don't know what happened in that fight, but we will find out. Clearly, they like to use their claws. Meadow, Exhibit B, please, you're back.
She's on a bedroll, like face down, and she's just
That's
like.
perfect, right there. Like,
Please. Please, can we move on from this?
Yes, I'm just teasing Morkant a little bit. Is there anything else
it does
on them?
nothing to put us at odds. That's right.
So how are you handling the rest?
We should get rid of the bodies once we have examined everything we can on them. We don't want them in the camp. Yes.
Yeah, and I can
Especially
take
with
the
those,
first watch.
You what?
Well, I'm going to set up. I can set up an alarm, which around our campsite, which will give us a warning, a sign to let us know if something. Actually, no, I can't set up an alarm because all my spells are gone. Well, if we do, it is a ritual. It is a ritual. It is a ritual. Yes, so I could do that. It takes like 10 minutes, but I can set up an alarm, which will let me know if anything breaches that area.
Right. While he's doing that, I'll try and build like a leaning structure against the tree that goes all the way around the tree, using just sticks and leaves I find on the ground.
Okay. So you make like a lean-to. A bit
Basically.
like.
I think we should let Meadow rest. She seems to have taken the worst of the fight.
Yes, please.
If Morkant wants to take the first watch, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no problem.
I will be notified if something breaches our defenses.
Archer
And it will
can
wait
help
me.
you guys.
So who's sleeping or going into trance? Who's staying awake? What is the?
I'll stay awake. Polish up
going
the
into-
crossbow parts.
I'll do a trance for 4 hours, which is what I need.
Okay. What about you,
I
Morgan?
suppose
What are you doing? I think you're
I mean,
resting, right?
I need to get the full rest, but I'll take a
Yeah.
watch.
For a while, I spent time setting up the structure and then cleaning off my clothes and weapons, hands.
And as you're sitting around and taking a rest in the forest, after a couple of hours, maybe 1 hour, not even a couple, you notice that the butterflies are on everybody that's sleeping. Eslov.
That is cute.
It is. And they flutter through every now and then, and they just seem to cover like wherever they find any space of any value.
As soon as he notices that, whatever he's doing, he just gets distracted from it and just plays with the butterflies for a bit.
And after a while, the stinging stops. It goes away in your hand from the creature in the water. And it takes a while, but you realize that Meadow isn't really moving or making sounds. And neither is Morkant and they're like almost caked in butterflies.
I'll go up to them.
That's a little more concerning than just having a couple butterflies on them. Hang on. Yeah, let's get those butterflies off them.
You didn't mention that they were covered.
I said they were starting to like pile them up. No, they were starting to get on them.
I thought there were maybe like 1 or 2 on his head.
I mean, that's what it started with, and then there were like 4 or 5, and then there
okay.
were
Once it gets to that point,
and then 168.
Right. It's basic mathematics. It gets exponential.
Okay, so yeah, as soon as there's a lot of them, as soon as I can't see Morgan's face anymore, I'll go over and I'll brush them off his face.
And there are little dots all over his face.
Does it look like a rash?
Yeah, maybe.
I guess
I'll do the same thing to Meadow.
Yeah, she has a little rash too.
I'll wake him up gently.
He doesn't wake up. Or let me rephrase it. His eyes open up very hard to open his eyelids, and he doesn't move his face.
I'll take some water and I'll splash it in his face.
And the water goes in his mouth and in his nose, and he looks, his eyeballs move, but the rest of his face doesn't move, and he doesn't.
I'll shake the rest of the butterflies off him then, and I'll try and like sit him up so that he's leaning against the tree.
He's actually kind of stiff.
Am I able to like move his limbs, or is he just like a board?
You can move his limbs, but they're stiff. It's hard.
So I'll be gentle, and I'll just sort of tap his face for a little bit.
And maybe 30 seconds or a minute later, you feel like this tingling sensation coming to your face. And when you wake up, you don't seem to be able to move, but except your eyeballs, and even your eyelids are hard to pull back.
Can I talk?
No, not for a little bit. It takes 30 seconds, a minute, but you did get a rest. You rested well.
Was I able to rest at all?
Well, you did this before you got your rest, but you were resting.
I rested a short, I'm assuming, mechanically.
Yes.
Okay.
And,
did I not get any?
No, you'll get some probably after. You're probably waking them up for someone else to take a watch.
Okay.
Kian got Meadow, and Meadow is stiff also. I mean, maybe it's the cold, or not.
What about me? I was in my trance. Did they mess with me?
They were starting to gather on you, but you were sitting up, and it seemed to be a little less like sleep.
I will take that as a win.
That's a win.
And what do you make of this?
Nothing good. All right.
Foul indeed.
Yeah, okay, good to know we shouldn't let hundreds of butterflies pile up on our friends. Otherwise they might get paralyzed. That's, feel like maybe I should have pieced that one together myself. Alright. Well, they're fine? Is that what the end result is?
Yeah, after 30 seconds or a minute, they get their movement back, but it comes back slowly, like it starts to tingle, and then they can move a little bit, but yes.
I'm just going to shout out into the darkness, Kelman, if you can see us, can you help protect us from these butterfly friends of yours?
No, you hear from the distance.
No.
And there's
in the direction of the clearing.
Yeah. Well, it's a ways off. Yeah, you don't get a response.
Okay, I'm just going to shout it out. Hope it helps.
I don't know. I just picture him with like an 8-ball, and he goes, "Not likely."
Use thaumaturgy and just announce the entire island.
And as you are sitting there, you hear someone kind of walking fairly close to the party. And you do see Kelman coming into the light of the lantern.
Speak of the devil. I assume we've come here to do something about the butterflies.
No, you seem to all be okay.
Yeah, we've taken down 2 of
and
them.
he sees your faces, and he's like, and he realizes that you guys were not completely okay. You'll need to rest. You should always have somebody just keeping them off.
We were able to take down 2 of the 3. We are searching for the 3rd. Do you have any leads on them?
I don't know where they are. You will have to find them. Find it. The
All
last
right.
one.
Don't suppose you want to help us protect your forest here and come along for this little journey?
Well, I've been praying on this. And I think it would be a good idea to tell you a little of the pond if we can get this last Wendigo, and maybe you'll have a decision to make.
Have you heard their names yet? Did he mention the name Wendigo?
Oh, actually, no, he doesn't call him a Wendigo. Good, I'm sorry, you're right.
Okay.
I'll retcon that. No, the beasts.
You can't tell us this now because
It's not earned.
no, we only killed 2 of them. I mean, anyone can do
I was
that.
about to say.
I could not do it. You were able to do it.
Wow.
And
Weird.
I'm but one.
I mean, you and your giant tree man friend, but sure. But no, 3 is the magic number, I'm sure, where we'll be able to learn these things about the pond. I mean, it'd be a lot easier if you just told us now.
Vester's still in a trance, by the way, I'm thinking, right? Did you guys, like, wake me up, or did you just kind of shoot me?
you're just there while Kian is doing his thing.
I'm assuming. Oh no, you didn't. The alarm went off as he approached.
That's
right?
a good point.
True. Yeah.
No, that's true. What if you're right?
Yeah.
Good
Ah,
catch.
shit, my alarm. Damn it. I gotta set it all up again.
So you're awake for this session, yeah. You can bail me out if you'd like, or not.
I see that some of you were hurt. She looks injured. I can't do something about those wounds. The ponds are a kind of door to somewhere
where?
I don't know.
Okay, well, that answers that.
But they're not a door like you would normally walk through. They seem to only allow trespass to someone who has been made immobile.
I'm sorry, could you say that in common? What?
Or draconic,
It seems
if you prefer,
to- it
so I
seems-
understand it.
The door seems to only work if someone has been paralyzed by the creatures in the water. Almost like it's
Has something gone through
trap
it from
or-
this end?
none that I know.
And the first time you saw something come through it from the other end was yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't.
So this
we
theory
stopped-
of yours doesn't have too much evidence to support it. It's more of a soft hypothesis. I wouldn't use that word, I guess. It's more
the
of
gods,
a... Oh,
the gods wouldn't lie to me about
no.
what the door about the nature of the door, but what is on the other side, I have not crossed. I don't wish to drown in the pool.
And they wouldn't tell you that part, would they?
I am not one of the gods.
No, I'm fully aware of that. Cool, great. So it's a door, but only if you're paralyzed. And also, it's only ever been used once by a couple of these big monsters and a gnome who's now dead.
Yes. And apparently there are some others on the island. I don't know if they're the same.
There are more doors.
There are more ponds like this.
Okay.
Do you know the locations of these other ponds?
They're in the deeper parts of the Elixian wilds.
There are people that guard these ponds like you.
Yes.
Are there other tree people named Treven?
No, he's special. He's the only one.
They have other names, which we will learn on our adventures.
Which we will
Or
make
create.
up on our
Or
adventures.
create.
They will all be very well named.
Poor Scott.
The
He's not
the
same
tree
one.
beast, the tree creature, was created by one of my predecessors.
Just somebody who could use Awaken. Okay.
Would you permit me to lie down in the pond and allow myself to become paralyzed by the butterflies?
Oh no, I couldn't do that.
I could.
You're gonna hate Morcon so much by the end of this.
Like her like task driver, she's like, can.
Yep.
The butterflies, if you sleep for too long, they'll start to gather on you, but you can swat them off, and so just don't everybody go to sleep at once, and you should be okay. As
Is
long as
paralysis-
someone's keeping them off.
What I mean is, do you have a way that I can paralyze myself and enter the pond?
The creatures in the pond will paralyze you.
But I'm assuming this is not permitted?
The butterflies in the
not.
pond?
Because it is death. You would drown.
It is the only way that I can find out what's on the other side, though.
But if it's a doorway, how is it death?
Because you would drown in the water.
Ekor will guide me.
And you know this because it's happened before?
No, because it's water and you would be paralyzed.
Okay.
But
If-
at the
if we
same
are-
time, I'm sorry.
How do you know it's water on the other
At
side?
the same time, you're saying
I don't.
you're saying that we'll drown, but yet a gnome and 3 of these creatures came crawling out of the pond, as if from a doorway to another place.
For the
Perhaps-
record.
I am
Clearly
I'm
there's
pretty
some way
sure
to
to drown,
pass
but-
through and survive.
I
perhaps.
just wish to know.
It's
if
not
we
perhaps, it is a definite. You saw someone come out.
But I have never seen anybody go in.
If we
Fair
are
enough.
to apprehend this last creature, will you permit me to allow myself to be paralyzed and guided by Ekor through the door?
This is not Ekor's door.
Yes, but he guides me.
I would have
Which
to pray
way-
on this again.
Here we go.
I don't know.
Wait.
Do they only
wait.
take a certain number of requests per day or something?
What don't you
or,
have to pray on?
I have a suggestion. 2 suggestions, actually. First, these creatures here, and I point off to the side where they're at the dead. I know we don't know them, but the dead Wendigos. Just I'm not saying the beast, and we mix it with the dogs. Can we take them and put them in the lake to see if the lake takes them back to where they came from? And 2, if we capture the last one and keep it alive, Could we see if we can return it through the gate?
I can't permit you to put a dead thing in the
What about
in the
one of
pond.
the living ones? What if we keep it and we try to send it back to its home?
We're supposed to guard the clearing and keep intruders out. That would be an intruder.
Very good job of it so far.
Well, he has. He's kept them out. He didn't. These things came from within.
I wonder if that's in any way related to the fact that he's never seen anyone go in and successfully survive.
This poor guy.
It's his job. It's his job, and he's here to protect.
Who
Obviously, somebody
died
spent
and
his
gave
whole
him
life
that
in the
role?
woods, and then suddenly
Obviously, his
assholes show up.
predecessors.
Yeah.
If you
Obviously,
know
his
that it's
predecessor.
not a core's door, whose door is it?
It is a door by the gods of the Shalewood.
Do I know anything about the gods of the Shalewood?
You know that there are animists out in the woods that believe in gods of the land, gods of the trees, gods of the different beasts, things like that.
So it's a different pantheon than the pantheon I would.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't understand what you want from us. If not to figure out.
Oh, seems like he wants us
About
to do his job and then give us nothing in return.
It seems that way,
Yeah.
certainly.
Well,
It
first
might
off,
be easier
Can't
to
be
just
that-
go through him.
Yeah.
First off, we must understand he is doing what his job is. We need to take care of this problem. It's not just his problem. There are travelers along the road who can be killed. Kian, you escort people, yes?
More or less.
If one of these things were to get a hold of people on one of your trips and kill them, it would not do well for your name, yes?
I mean, it wouldn't do well for a lot of things, but certainly my name.
So, regardless, we need to take care of this creature.
I'm not
Be
saying
it
we
for
don't.
him or
I'm not
anybody else.
saying we don't. I'm just saying we are most certainly doing him the largest of favors by doing so. One might say that if one's job is to guard the woods, they might want to stop a whole bunch of weird antler monsters from taking out those people. So,
To be fair, on his side, he's only here to guard the clearing.
yeah. Well, that sounds strange.
It's a
He-
holy
he-
site.
He's indeed at the clearing as we speak, guarding it, right?
So anything. So to be clear, anything outside the clearing is now within the domain of the Tree Man or the gods.
You guys expect a lot from a stranger.
Well, I expect a lot from the gods.
The
Once
Shale,
again, he is not a god. He is just a man who protects a clearing for the gods. Is it really that hard for you to comprehend?
I travel from city to city all the time. My job of protection does not stop at the place where I am or the place where I live. The job to protect people and to do good is everywhere. If you've got that ability, surely it's your responsibility to do something in as far of a range as you can. So forgive me if I'm a little skeptical of someone whose only job is to protect an empty clearing and not the lands around it.
Kelman, I
Protected
apologize.
poorly, I might add.
You've come to talk to us, and we've kind of overshadowed and decided to debate right in front of you. I do apologize.
We do this so much.
Welcome to
we
the
do this
same place.
way too
We
much.
are, to be honest with you, come on, we are all fairly new to one another as well, with very different backgrounds, and so we're still getting used to each other. We're not a normal group who have traveled a long time together. Not yet, anyways.
I'm having a hard time understanding why you would want to subject yourself to a door that is death to go through.
Not us, the Wendigo. The beast.
Morkant was offered
I'm
himself.
willing to go through.
And-
Yeah.
And I would consider the beast, if it could be captured,
Well then, why are we arguing? I can agree with that.
because it's never happened. And these are changing precedents that I've spent my life
First time for everything, right?
not
I
dealing with.
never left the Blue Wastes until I did.
Well, Kelmon, in truth, all of us here have lost someone. Most of us, except for the Outlander and the young lady, they have not lost somebody to an ascension as far as I know. Is this true, Meadow? Have you lost to the ascension?
I haven't lost anyone to an ascension.
But Morkant, myself, and Kian have lost somebody. Things have happened. As we said, the gnome has returned from an ascension. This has never happened before. You're telling me that this gnome returns from an ascension and he comes through your pond, your door, as you've referred to it as. That is why we're curious to see if there's a way to go to where those who have ascended and maybe find out where they're really going. Learn more, understand it.
My curiosity is piqued. I am not sure what I'm supposed to do because it goes against everything I've been taught to do until now.
You learn to deal with it. I'm not sure what to say, buddy.
But for all of our sake, and understanding if this is an actual doorway, he is considering if we can capture this last creature alive, allowing us to see if it can return through its gate. Which, for the record, if he's trying to protect our world and ensure people don't go in there and breach the gate, this thing should be returned to where it came from. And this will also let us know if this is an actual doorway or just a doorway to death. And it's information. It's more information than we've gotten so far. So perhaps, come on, you can think more on this to see if you're willing to let us do it while we go and finish our rest and then pursue the last beast.
Point being, there's a bigger picture here, and it would be helpful to all of us to know what that is.
Vesrin, make me a persuasion check. Or
All
persuasion.
Right. 16.
I should have given myself proficiency.
I rolled an 11 plus, or no, it's a 15 actually. 11 plus 4. I thought I was looking at the wrong one, so it's 15. It's even worse.
And a change comes across his face, and he stands and he says, "You should rest. We have a beast to capture."
Oh, yes.
I'm going. Now, if somebody breaks the alarm spell, it's off. I have to reset it again, yes?
Yes.
I'm going to reset my alarm spell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And then, Kelman, are you going to stay inside the circle for the time being and heal my comrades? Or do you need to return? I just need to know before I finish this.
You could stay at the edge of the clearing, and
That's
you would
a couple hours away.
Yes, but you'd be able
I'll
to
carry
rest
you.
more safely.
Well, I leave it to the party, but I'd like to know before I finish putting this alarm spell up, before I waste all this time and energy.
Oh, I've already built the shelter here. I don't want to have to build another one.
Kelman, we're already here. I'll just finish the alarm spell here. If you need to return, we understand. If you did say you could potentially help some of my allies here, so perhaps if you're still willing to do that, we would much appreciate that assistance.
And he puts his staff out into the center, and he puts it to the ground. He says a few words, and then everyone's wounds everyone gets 12 points back.
Except for me, I'm perfect.
Anyone who's injured gets 12
Or
points.
so you think.
I know, right? Axe catches me in the neck for saying that. Ah.
Meadow feels all better.
And the butterfly tickles are gone too.
Thank you, Kelman. I think we all feel much better now, yes?
These are definitely strange days for me. Not something I've seen or heard of in the past.
Yes, this is all very new to me as well.
Yes.
So tell me, how was the Festival of Mists? Were there ascensions this time as usual, or not as usual? Were there ascensions this time?
Who wants to tell them?
Morkant, do you want to do the honors of telling them the
yes,
horrible, tragic?
So the ascensions were plentiful. Many people were taken this time, and that's why we're out here to try and figure out what happened and why so many.
So many. So there were more than other years.
Probably in the hundreds, if not more than that.
Across the island? You've been able to count it all the way across it already?
No, I've not been able. I don't have a final count, but from what we've seen in Phelan alone, hundreds. Across the island, maybe thousands. I have no definite number, but an unspeakable amount of people have gone.
His eyes widen at those numbers, and that seems beyond the pale. That's so many lives taken at once, so many families
Left in ruin.
broken.
Yes.
Which is why, if there is a door, I will try and go through it if I can to try.
Perhaps this should have been mentioned earlier.
Yes.
I suppose we all assumed that he thought, or he knew.
And just to maybe tell more than we need to, but just so you know, from what we were able to review from the records, there hasn't been an ascension like this since like the first days, like the first ascension. And that was, we're limited in what we can find out in those records.
That the moons crossed twice.
What do you mean they crossed twice? How did they?
It was my responsibility to track the moons, and looking at the numbers, what's the name of the chaotic moon and the non-chaotic moon again?
Mave and hold on, I gotta remember it. It is Mava and Torve.
Mava crossed
Is the small
Torve's
one.
path 2 times through the night.
That is
It's very rare.
unusual. I rarely see the moon because of the trees. I have to climb high to really get any view. Did any of the members of your soul, the clerics of your soul, disappear?
Did I notice any clerks disappear?
You don't know. You didn't. It happened very quickly, and you were moving, but none that you know off the top of your head.
But there was so much chaos, and I was assigned to this task so quickly, I really hadn't had a chance to check with everybody. No one of immediate notice, but I can't say for sure that no one did.
I felt a very unusual presence, thought, the night of the festival, and soon after is when these things came through.
What kind of thought or feeling were you having?
Well, the forest became so much darker than I'd ever seen it. So I got as high up as I could get, and it was just as dark outside of the forest as it was in it.
If I recall correctly, that happened for us too, right? Like everything
Yeah.
got really dark.
Yeah. And that just, I had a feeling of dread that I had not had before from the sky. There were no stars.
Yes, I noticed that in Villains as well. I've been
So-
watching the stars all night.
So that's around the time that the ascension happened. And you said that's when the gnome and the creatures came out of the pool. Yes.
Soon after, I don't know exactly when because I wasn't right at the pool.
Did the gnome? Was there how much time between the gnome and the creatures? Like instantly, or? I mean, did you get much information on that?
It was not long, but it was not immediate. There may have been a few hours at most, an hour at least.
And when the gnome came out, did he come out like nothing had happened? Did he come out terrified of something? Like, I'm just curious. He had plants in his hand, and we still have that one plant. I'll pull that out, the vine, and show him the vine.
And his eyes open up. He says, "That must be destroyed. Do you have fire?" And he
We can burn
takes
it.
it. We need to burn this. This is Kairos. This will destroy a whole forest.
No, it's just a vine. Let's not put it in a bottle. Yes, let's destroy it.
Is there more of it?
That is a terrible thing for any forest it lands in. It is the sign of the Twisted One.
Speaking of that, we saw a symbol in Raylan, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Raisa.
Raisa.
speaking of symbols,
We saw that symbol. It looks similar to the way this vine is, marked on many doors in the town.
I want to turn around and lift my cloak up, or my furs.
Just showing him all of our secrets. I mean, I was just trying to.
And while we're on the topic of symbols, Eslov
Maybe he
was
knows-
reminded.
He might know what those are.
Yeah,
That's true.
he'll say, while we're on the topic of symbols, can you decipher any of this?
I cannot read it, but I recognize it. That is the writing of the ancients.
I've heard that a lot.
I assume you speak Draconic.
Yeah. I
Some
do.
of your words are in that.
Have
Our words are in that. That's the language from which all other words came from.
I noticed any words in it?
No?
I've never seen. I can't make out words from this as well as I could make out a word from a language I have no idea how to speak. It's all foreign to me.
Ahriman, who protects in the Elixian wilds to the north, may know more about that than I would.
Well, let's go there right now.
Skip what we're doing.
All right.
Armand.
Bye.
Elixia Forest?
The Elixian wilds
Elixian
in
Wilds.
the north.
Wilds, north. All right.
What sort of person is he, so we know who to look for?
He's like me, but much older.
Let's see.
Is there a good way to make our presence known when we enter the forest?
Well, let's not worry about that yet. Perhaps we can work something out when we get done with that. But
You said that those symbols of that plant, that Kairos.
And nobody knows who's making it. It just started appearing over doors. When we asked around, nobody knows where they came from.
Well, those are the symbols of Kairos, the Twisted. But that's a god that's been dead. That is dead, not been dead. That is dead.
What? How did he die?
But but the plant is a horrible thing.
Well, I don't know if you'll let me for flavor use like firebolt in my hand to like set it ablaze.
Sure. Yeah.
So, to show you that we mean no harm. Bennett and I. If we see any more of this, we'll make sure it's killed. But so you know, when the gnome came out, they found him dead, with flowers in his hands, and this vine was wrapped around those flowers. And there was an antler to one of those creatures in his throat.
I think you should rest in the clearing. There's more going on here than can be coincidental between what's happening with you and what's happening with me.
I can pack up my stuff and go, I guess. He looks very disappointed.
Insight check. Does he seem like he's being honest, or do I feel like he's saying it because we've given him too much information and now he's, trying to take care of us in the sense of get rid of us?
No, I might as well make an insight check too.
I believe him wholeheartedly.
10, natural 10 plus 3, 13.
He seems sincere.
I believe
he seems sincere. That means there's a chance that he's not. I don't believe him.
Kill him. I killed a friendly NPC who just healed us.
Roll the hit.
Here comes the arrow.
He was like, I like his hut. I'm not leaving it. Ha!
You grapple him.
Oh, they're trying to have a conversation with him? I better shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Meadow, Kian?
Kian.
What do you guys think? Should we head to the clearing at the Guardian's instructions?
It's a long walk, but sure.
Well, Treven will be there, and we'll be able to sleep a little bit easier.
Yeah, you seem to have more affinity for the giant tree man than I do.
He seemed rather nice.
He didn't do anything to you.
He pushed you all.
He pushed us, but he didn't
Not
hurt us.
forcefully, though. Just like, ah.
I respond to the weird voice that just entered my mind.
I think it might be safer than where we're currently at.
But I made it.
No, yeah,
Never
let me
mind.
go.
Very nice shelter.
Thank
Can
you,
we take-
Morkan. Thank
We
you.
take these corpses with us to at least keep
Did a
an
great
eye on
job.
them.
I'm
I
gonna
can
go
carry
ahead
one.
and say no, we don't take the corpses along.
They smell terrible.
They do.
Yes.
You want a souvenir? We can grab one of those and call it a day.
I already took their antlers.
It's not so much that I
I'll
want a
get one of them.
souvenir. It's just more of like if we need to take it back for others to study.
How do you
For me,
think
we're
they
getting
study
it as a
bodies?
souvenir.
How do you think they study them? They're
I don't
not
know, but-
scientists.
No, but I would say they would look
I
at
mean,
them,
they still cut up bodies back in the day.
Yeah.
they'll cut them
little.
up and see if they have organs like us or not.
Listen,
Some level
I
of
mean,
alchemy.
just on a logistical level, there's no way we're going to be able to drag a
Yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
these giant corpses out of the woods.
Do you want to bet?
Yes. I don't doubt that
Eslov
you're a
describes
strong
the way
fellow,
he plays.
Eslov. I just doubt whether you'll be able to continually drag a rotting corpse over the roots and whatnot for any length of time.
Do you realize that is literally my job? Or was?
I
Let's
did
leave
not.
the body.
As
Let's leave
someone
the
who
body.
used to drag whales across beaches for miles?
Yeah, well, this is not exactly a beach.
I understand what I agree.
Yeah.
It would make sense anyways. I believe, Eslov, that you could completely do it, but for the time, and we still need to get a good night's rest, it will only slow us down.
Here we go arguing again.
Let's go to the clearing. Kelmon, if you would lead the way, we will follow you.
And he stands up and starts walking. And a few moments later, the walking becomes much easier. It's almost like it smooths out or something, even though it's not.
He's a ranger. I figured it out.
Or
And-
druid.
And you arrive at the clearing, and this is where we'll break.
Okay.
We'll end.
We still
Alright.
have we still have a Wendigo beast to kill or capture or Morcant.
Mm-hmm.
Capture.
No.
Kill
I would like to capture it and see if he'll let us throw it into that thing and send it back to where it came from.
I do too. I don't want to kill this one.
Put the thing back where it came from.
And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that once we do that, maybe he can give us like connections with his other guardians and give us, more allies.
So once we prove to him that the Wendigo doesn't die when it goes through, we can throw more cant through
Yeah.
And get a new cleric.
and just walk away. We'll go see the guy in
The
Elysian
opposite of Orca, just a violent, drunken cleric. Oh, Ophelia.
I have to say, what's funny is in 5e, people generally complain about the cleric wanting to not heal and not be like everybody wants to be like a kill, where Mac is more doesn't want to kill.
No,
And we're
healing
complaining
in
about
5e is really not effective. It's such, mathematically, it's just not good.
Yeah.
Bane, even though my Bane did nothing, because the one thing that got hit by it, died immediately, but, in theory, if it misses twice, that's better than me throwing out one heal. It's just, for the spell slot, it's really not worth it in 5e.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, I've seen players do a lot with one hit point.
That is true.
This is true, and I do have healing word. Just boomerang people back up, which is a horrible game mechanic that is a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing.
You can make it not a
Those are effective.
Scott.
It is effective.
Yeah, it is effective, but I hate it. I hate it because I think it's so dumb. I have one health point. I fall down. I have one health point. I fall down.
Yeah.
It's come on, no.
It just turns into a video game.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh, it's
No,
it turns into just a JRPG.
I personally hate that at my table. It's just so bad.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Thank
I
you,
had a
everybody.
blast.
We will see you next week.
Peace.
And then the week after that is Halloween. Remember that.
A furlough week for us. No session.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Peace.